Welcome all to this week's episode of the Adventures of the Red Bang Guild. And last we left off, you adventurers, having returned to Vincent with your lead from Francesca, spent a while in the tavern debating your next move. Came up with several ideas. First, potentially using Wareth's status as a former prince to get a foot in the door to high society, but that you decided would come with some complications. Wareth then determined that he would go back to the Scholars Guild to speak with Martinius, who was unhelpful. Mirwin and Absoleth, meanwhile, went to the Sun Market to search for some way of making friends in Vincent and perhaps start climbing the social ladder. You found several job boards around the massive marketplace, mostly requesting assistance with mundane tasks, but you did find two that were of interest. One, sealed with the very same royal seal described by Francesca, was a request for an expert horse breeder to serve in the castle stables. And the other, an announcement for an archery tournament to be held in 2 days' time at the tournament grounds north of town. It was sealed with green wax in the sigil of a bow and arrow, very official looking, though it was not the royal sigil. Wareth then went and spoke to Elizabeth to see what insights she might offer on the situation. She was familiar with some of the people in high society, having been engaged to Tristan Vernier-Broussard himself, but was now estranged and in danger of even showing her face around town, as she said that herself and the gunners had drawn some heat and snuck back to the Larkspur to lay low for a while. You then floated the idea of essentially using her as bait to try and get in with Broussard somehow. After meeting back at the inn, however, Absoleth vehemently rejected this proposal. You argued for a while at the table, until Avissa began to have a bit of a panic episode. Mirwin then took her back to her room, and Absoleth joined shortly after, bringing food and drink, having a nice evening with the girls, for a while. But after Brecken retired for the night and left Wareth alone in the tavern, several patrons filtered in, including one who gave you a particularly strange feeling. He was odd, standoffish, and seemed to take a strange interest in the fact that you were from the Red Bang Guild. He got up to leave when you noticed that the bit of white cloth hanging from his pack was one of the same pale surcoats worn by the Seekers. This led to abrupt chaos as you sent to Absoleth, warning her of the Seeker's presence, and all heck broke loose as you pursued the Seeker through the streets of Vincent, eventually cornering and killing him before he was able to alert any of his allies that you were in the city. You retreated back into the alleyway, scrambling in the darkness to find a place to hide. You did locate a window leading to an abandoned building of some sort, where you quickly hid and took shelter for the night. And it is there that you find yourselves, still crouched about this empty room, watching the sunlight begin to filter through the grimy window. The Seeker's body is still there, up against the wall where you placed him. Overnight, his condition has worsened, blood pool on the floor beneath him, his flesh drained of all color. What do you do?
Loot his body.
I think we already...
Didn't you already loot his body?
Oh yeah, I guess I kinda did.
You wouldn't just not loot his body.
Did we make him not because we wanted to get him off the street first?
Did we do what?
Oh yeah. I think I tried to loot the body because now let's get him out of here first.
Since there had been witnesses to it.
Did you definitely loot him when you got him back?
We would have. We would.
You definitely would have. Did you remember write down what you found?
I wrote down that Wareth found a face seal pendant with a sun emblem.
That is
That
correct.
is what we got. Yes.
Yep,
Did we already... Is that all we got?
That's all I wrote down.
It was hidden around his neck. If that's all you wrote down, I'll say that he had about 15 gold on him too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we were talking about moving taverns now.
Sneakily pocketed.
I can't keep track of everything for everyone.
Yes, you can.
It worked so far.
We do not speak you to. The very
Except for Nick texting me earlier today. Did you write down?
Hey, don't tell them about that.
Yes, I did write it down.
Sometimes I
How
need
do
a
you
little
know?
help.
How do you know I would write something important down?
We did.
When I don't.
Take this
Okay.
What else do I see in the room?
Or like when I text you and say, what was the name of that person that you made up on the spot?
I'm like, oh jeez, notebook.
27.
I said his name.
So the room you are currently in appears to be, it's fairly small, maybe about 10 by 15. There's basically nothing in the room. It's a hardwood floor. There's wood walls, a single door in the wall. Basically nothing else in the room. It's kind of dusty. There's some cobwebs in the corner. If with that roll, you can pretty much determine that no one's used this room in quite a while.
Can I figure out a corner of the room that's not visible from the window? Or is there a corner of the room that's not visible from the window?
Yeah, so let's see if this is the room. Okay, I've done this a little bit larger than 10 by 15, but if you guys are huddled around here, this corner or this corner would be.
Then the window's over there. Where's the door?
Oh, right over here.
Okay. I point out this corner. We should shove the body over there so no one can see it. If they peek in.
Sorry.
We'll just assume that you did this before you went to sleep.
Yeah.
Alright, so Arth, you kind of load up the body and shove it into the corner right there. Not visible from the window.
Cool. Should.
I think the last thing that we did was get a long rest, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll say you went ahead and rested right after he moved the body. And surprisingly, very little commotion outside the window. No one seemed to have followed you. You made your way out about as unnoticed as you could have out of the square where the fight took place.
Can I look out the window and see if anybody's nearby right now?
You can make a perception check, sure. So after you wake in the morning, or kind of poke your head out.
12.
You sure don't see anybody right now. The alleyway, there's a little bit of sun filtering in. It's still pretty shadowed because it's kind of narrow, but you don't see any persons or any signs of anyone having really moved through recently. What do you do?
Attack James Titty.
They're called middies.
Well, if this is an abandoned building, we could just leave him.
We could leave him here, barricade the door, climb out the window, and leave.
We could go out the door and not go out the window.
But there could be other people in the building that wonder why we were there.
They just abandoned one room. We could go out the window. That is fastest way out. I was thinking secure window. Go out door. That is different entrance. But I don't think the other.
Can I see out the door anyway? Can I peek out a little?
There's a little crack under the door. You can peer down and make a perception check.
Oh.
26.
So leaning down, you get one eye under the door. Through it, you glimpse only darkness. You hear a few very small scurrying sounds that you can pretty much peg as mice or rats.
Okay then. Is the door unlocked?
You try it. It's unlocked.
I gently pull the door open and peek out.
You open it. It takes a slight bit of effort as it's kind of. It hasn't been open in a while. It's a little bit jammed, and you just pulls open with sound. You peek out. Total blackness with dark vision. You see that it's mostly empty. It's a bit wider and longer of a room. You see a few crates of some barrels, maybe a couple lengths of rope and various other abandoned, dusty sundries about. It looks like it may have been a warehouse or a small warehouse room. Someone used it at one point, but not anymore.
We cannot see one thing.
Okay, let's barricade the window then, and then.
Do you see anything in the room that we could be used to, like jam window closed?
No.
Small slat of wood.
Possibly an outer room, the bigger room.
No, that's what I meant.
I look around for something I could jam a window.
Do you head into the inside of the room?
Yeah.
Maybe some adhesive or glue or something.
Make an investigation check as you feel your way around the room. It takes a bit of time. With your dark vision, it's just shades of gray.
12.
12. So you notice a good dozen or so barrels, maybe 10 crates, fairly small crates, fairly large barrels, an empty keg that probably once contained wine. From your smell, you can tell it was wine. Like I said, there's some pegs hanging from a wall where there's a few ropes. Nothing too much beyond that. You don't really find any tools. There are some loose planks and a small wooden box with nails in it.
That would make too much noise. Could we use the planks to somehow... Does the window slide up?
Yes.
I want to take one of the planks or a couple of the planks and put them in between the window and the sill so that no one can lift it up from the outside.
Yeah, the planks are of a few various sizes, a few inches between, and you're able to. There's one plank that fits pretty decently in the window. You have to put it up there. Bang, bang, bang. You have to bang it a couple of times, but it slots in.
Do we see a way out of the big room into the wide world?
I mean, as you walked around for those 10 minutes or so, you noted if the room is larger this way and a little bit beyond, there's a door. Over on that side. Beneath it, you see a light peeking in as if it opens out onto a street.
I want to look under the door.
Peek down, your perception check.
Natural 1, maybe.
There seem to be people moving about
Blinded by the light.
outside. The lights, yeah, the light's a little bit jarring as you've been in
Wareth is a douche.
pretty much pitch darkness all night. You just kind of get and really only thing that you notice is that there are people moving around outside.
Well, I guess we can go out here.
Duh.
Do you
Keep
want to-
calling me a douche.
I rolled a
Since
natural point.
you can use your lock picking stuff to unlock doors. Can you use them to lock doors? We should lock
I-
the door to where the dead guy is.
Are you guys all kind of moving out of the room?
Duh.
So as you guys move out, are you just leaving the body in the corner where you found it, or where you left it before?
Mm-hmm.
You walk out.
For safekeeping.
You see that the exterior of this door actually can be latched. It can be latched from the outside with just a pull bar.
Oh, okay.
It's not too fancy of a lock.
But there's no lock or keyed lock.
There's not.
You can lock from the outside in.
Strangely enough, yes.
If it was a storeroom or why would you mean? Whatever.
That's funnily enough how my own basement door locks.
That is OSHA violation. There should not be like that in workplace.
There could be a few reasons you think of why the door might lock that way, but it's just how it is.
Okay, I'll latch it. And then
Close the door behind you. Pull the bolt. Let's head out.
The body will not go anywhere.
We will sneak out. Hopefully, people will not see us. Onto the main, whatever.
Are you doing you want to do a stealth check for
Yes.
inconspicuosity
Yes.
as you
there should be an inconspicuous check.
Be like, hey, why are those three people coming out of that?
That's
building?
just a stealth check. Go ahead and roll, everybody, as you
That'd be
exit the building for
charisma. I could roll charisma for inconspicuous.
24.
17.
24, 17. Yeah, just roll stealth. I know you have a disadvantage.
One was a 17, the other a 7. So that would come out to be something like 8.
With your combined group check, you do just fine. You slip out of the door. Front's unlocked as well.
It really is like slipping out of the door inconspicuously, and Absol's armor goes.
It bumps against the frame a little bit. But you get out into the street. There are a good amount of people milling around, enough that really what you do in the crowd it goes unnoticed.
We walk down the street nonchalantly, okay, and act as if we belong. And I walk towards the inn,
Alright, you're heading back to the Blue Apple Tavern?
checking to see if anyone's watching us.
Yes.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Certainly, you can make perception checks as you walk along. It's a short distance, of course, back to the, it's just up the street and to the right is where your tavern is.
18.
17.
Okay. You see no threat. There's a lot of people. It's a busy day. It's fairly nice. The sun is shining. It's a little bit still in the wind department. You see some silvery clouds overhead. People are going about their business.
Okay. I go to the inn.
All right. You three return to the inn. And through the door you go. In the common room of the tavern, you see a very concerned looking Brecken and Vista waiting there at the table near the hearth.
Does the was the bartender there at the bar when we chased the guy out?
Yes, he was.
Is the same bartender there now?
Yep.
I don't look at him.
He doesn't look at you, nor
Good.
does he ask any questions.
I'm sure this wasn't the first time some guy's been chased out of the bar by.
It is a tavern after all.
What are you doing? Where were you last night? You both got up and ran out the room without your second word? Sit down, Vista. That's fine, it's fine. No, it's fine.
Because it is the nature of our business.
Go up to the barman as casually as I can,
Oh, yeah.
put down money for meals for the three of us and ale, and say, "We had good night."
Bring me out some of our good joins the bowls, this one.
The good stuff, da.
I tell Vissa.
Yeah, thank you.
I tell Vissa that whatever Epsilus ate last night didn't agree with her, so she had to run outside.
Make a deception check. With disadvantage.
I am hungry, hippo, Lisa. So hungry. We did not discuss what we were going to tell
The first one was a nat 20.
What's the second one?
I don't know yet. A 9.
Don't know what you mean.
Vissa,
What?
it's the nature of our business of saving the world.
I want to know what did you happen to her exactly.
I will tell you if you are calm.
I would also like to know.
Okay, we are calm.
Sit down with tankards and put tankards in front of all three of us and just like,
Vissa, you have to promise me you won't yell or freak out when I tell you what happened.
That is a very worrying preamble. But okay, I promise.
There was a seeker in the bar last night.
There was a what?
Yeah, there was a seeker in the tavern last night.
How do you know?
I could see his little piece of seeker fabric out of his little case. And then when we
What
chased,
else does that mean?
I could see his seeker's clothes. The
Oh, okay. Like his.
Uniform.
Okay, like his tavern or something.
And then he ran away, and then we chased him down and murdered him.
What?
You what? What happened?
He noticed the red vein patch on my clothes, and he tried to run away. So we had to.
is that
stop
how
him.
he saw? Is because of this?
Yes.
I rip it off.
Also,
You rip that patch right off of him.
It was under my clothes.
Put it somewhere.
and he also tried to
Call
summon
his friends.
or
But we stopped
something.
him.
Well, we stopped.
There's more of them about.
Probably.
They're after the same thing we're after, so we're bound to run into them.
My understanding of it is that there would be many more of them around.
This is happening very fast. Do they know we are here or not?
They do not, as far as we know.
As far as we know. But we are, we did not do it as stealthily as, it was not as clean as it could be.
Okay,
So maybe we go to another tavern.
Well, hold on.
Yeah,
So, hold
I
on.
think
One
so.
second. So you said he tried to alert his allies. How did he do that?
Is it horn?
He got off the horn blast.
or?
Yes, but we made him sound the all clear.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, I see. All right. Okay. I
She
think,
did better for mine things.
I think I've got the rest of that now.
I told him that was not cool to do, and he took it back.
Okay, so we should probably find a different tavern on the other side of town.
Yes, and
Well, the tournament
My
is
rice is
north of
cooked. I
town,
wanna
so we could go
curry on.
north. Because aren't we in like the southern part of?
The inn you're staying at is in Hakian town, in the right about near where the O is in Hakian town.
We have to go north anyway.
is there anybody else from the ship staying here? Because the gunners were back.
Elizabeth-
Only them two are staying here.
Elizabeth was going to stay with Azalith, and then she decided to stay on the ship.
She went with the gunners to gather information on Broussard until they drew some heat. They retreated to the Larkspur to lay low. There are so many other inns in the city, though, that Graziella is staying on the ship, but Ray and Nikolai and the others, Drasana, could be at any number of nicer taverns.
But they were not here.
They're not in the Blue Apple. and
Okay.
They have not been staying here.
Ooh.
So we could. Yeah, let's go north. We have to be there by tomorrow anyway.
Space Karen. I have to scroll up to get to the map of the city, and I scroll past that every time.
Space Karens!
We thought we were safe. All they could do was send angry tweets and Facebook messages. Until one day.
Dork.
Good.
Good.
You old bunch. You tell him how to spell it.
Dan, I would like you to be.
Come down. Why not?
That's great.
I want to go back to the studio. I could get addicted to that. That was fun.
It was just a little janky though. I mean, which is fine.
For
That's
that
what
price?
we can afford.
For that price, that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I accept that.
I accept that too. Yeah, and the drum set wasn't great, but
Drum set was the same quality as my drum set.
yeah. Well,
She had one more cymbal than I do. I don't have a ride. That wasn't a ride either. That was a crash ride, which is why it sounded funky.
well, we found out why it's such cheap studio time.
The heads on there, so the head on the snare was the same one I have.
Yeah.
The other heads were the ones that came with the drum set because they were still branded Groove Percussion.
Oh yeah.
They're even worse than the ones that are on my.
Did you go in the booth?
No, I
The
didn't.
booth was really nice.
Was it? I saw a picture. It looked nice.
Sick condenser mic, pop filter.
Although
headphones.
the condenser mic that had overhead was the same one that we have.
That one.
No, the nice one we have. The actual condenser mic.
I felt like a recording artist. It was so cool.
No, like I was telling James, is closer to what the majority of artists go through.
Yeah.
It's just like cables on the floor, very local bands on the wall, some person that has got the equipment,
Yep.
spot them a 50, walk out the door.
I'm into that. I'll take that over anal producers and complex methods any day. Have you tried the curry powder yet?
Mm-hmm. What's in this?
You like it?
So Thursday I made a batch of curry, but I let it burn. And
So we should probably move in as a precaution. Across town somewhere.
just so that's been when this organization figures out that one of their own disappeared into the night after poking around, they don't come to the very close tavern to where he disappeared and find us.
Exactly. That's
So breakfast, cloaks up, hoods up, walk to next tavern, maybe in serpentine motion so that we can just.
Yeah, we'll take a route around the city, a bit of a touristic, up and down the streets.
We'll put a
Up until-
mustache on Visa. We will cut
Mustache.
Warren's hair off. We will
Touch my hair and die.
we will put the wig on Brecken with Warren's hair, so that we are disguised self.
I think that cloaks will probably do all right, and no patches. Merwin,
I remove my patch.
Rip it off. Can of tabs. Do you? What do you? Because she
Stuff
seems
it
to be
right
the
back.
collector of the patches.
I gave it right back to Warren.
Okay, you just ripped it off of his.
Stuff it in my bag.
So
Looking
you
for-
rid yourself of the patches, and then you're identifying materials worth. You don't wear the captain's cloak or the helm. Kind of stow that stuff in your bags.
so I don't think that they should have any reason to suspect it's us. I mean, they haven't seen us since the Isle of Giants, and because he didn't know you were here, I don't think that they know that we were here in the first place.
Probably not.
It didn't seem like they had us cornered or anything.
It was just fun.
Just one.
Well, we'll just take some precautions then. Hoods up.
I would like to go to some sort of a shop.
What sort of shop?
I have no idea. I want to buy a disguise kit.
Okay.
Do they know the Larkspur?
Probably. Yes, they would have from the Isle of Giants.
But did they see boat?
I think so.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure that
Or-
after we left,
Or
Oh
did
my
you
God.
kill everybody who?
How far does your memory go back?
I'm pretty sure that as we were leaving the island, they were on the
Yeah.
shore.
You're
and
pretty
they
good
saw
at
the
this.
sheep.
Well, still, whichever. It's
Would you like me to tell you? The only seekers who ever saw the boat are dead.
because I know that they
You killed them on
the
the shore.
ship like went around to that other.
Could have been just.
Oh
being a
yeah, we killed them on the shore. Then we took their horses.
Correct. As far as you know, and you're pretty sure, the only seekers who have ever seen the Larkspur are deceased.
ship. So really,
I thought, didn't they say that we are to mark the boat? We are to mark the crew now. We can't go anywhere and do anything because we are marked as well as you are. It was my best Graziella.
I love it.
Thank you very much.
I think that her general thing was you're
Mark.
being hunted, so we all are.
Okay.
Not.
but really, it's just you. Really, it
Miriam was there.
is only you.
Miriam was seen with this. Just
She was indeed.
she wasn't at the Red Band Guild when the things went down.
Was it
At
the
the
red
time, I didn't have the badge.
You were not there during the siege of Red Band.
That's true.
It
But
was,
they
it
saw
was-
you on the Isle of Giants, and the question the seeker asked you was, "You travel with two companions?" Notice the badge. You seem to put it all together.
So they don't
Should've just
really
killed him, I
like.
think.
They know that there is a force of 3, and not
they know the patch.
too much, and they know Visa, and that's like it.
They definitely know Visa.
That's like it. So,
Listen, we should get you
so
a
we
new
will
cloak.
put the mustache on Visa. Da.
I reckon you could.
All right then.
We could all get different clothes. And dress you up and be like, having fun. Let's go to a slow shop or something.
Okay.
Visa,
let's-
have you ever worn a binder?
Oh,
A binder around the chest.
a binder.
Like a
Binder.
brassiere or
I
a corset?
wear underwear.
No, a binder. So you can act like men. They think that you are. They are thinking that they are looking for an elf girl.
You mean to flat my boobs?
Da.
No, I'm not wearing one of those.
That would throw them right off the case.
In
yes.
fact, I have never heard of that. Is that really a thing?
I have no idea, and I don't really want to know, to be honest.
I didn't know that.
It is a thing.
I mean, I don't have a prodigious chest. I I think maybe a cloak would do it.
Well, sure. It is just you could masquerade as men and walk around, and that would take heat off of you. Even if you are a small elf boy, instead of wearing girls' clothes, that would do great boon to you.
But the last time the Seeker saw me, my hair was a lot shorter. It was up here. And now it's still a ponytail of fairly decent length now.
Oh, really?
She's grown it out.
So maybe she's already in disguise.
So I've already grown my hair out. If I put on a cloak and maybe some... could get a face tattoo.
I like that.
No. No.
Maybe like
It
a
would
big
be less
dragon
drastic to dress you up
side of her face.
as
My Dralfa.
Mutters a little bit Elvish to her.
As someone who understands Elvish,
Absolutely no.
I giggle to myself.
Or how about a temporary one? There are places that do, you know, they're kind of tattoos that come off.
As amusing as this sounds, this that will only make you stand out more.
I suppose. We're looking for inconspicuous.
well, the lady that we saw in through the fungal forest. She got tattoos up to hide her identity. Is possible. Have you tried to disguise self with the magic thing? I have the faith thing. I have
No,
heard of
I-
some people doing that, but that is kind of out of absolute knowledge base.
That might be a
and
bit
I should
advanced.
not.
I mean, I've held it a few times and went, but nothing really happened except for that one time. But I want to go to the library more times and read about it and see what I can see about it.
Well,
I'd like to spend a bit more time at the library, is what I'm saying.
Okay, let's go to get disguises first.
well, go put on cloak. We are going to get you a disguise visa.
Cloak first, then disguise.
Cloak to New Tavern. We will bring you disguise, we will disguise you, and then you will walk with me to library and I will protect you in case any more seekers are around.
That sounds good. So you finish up your lamb stew and bread bowls, your ale. You return to your rooms, pack up your things, donning cloaks and hoods, and out into the streets of Vincennes you head. You pack up the horses as well, and the cart with Fabian from around the back of the tavern. So you lead this procession through the streets. Though you are numerous, you're not conspicuous in any way, really. Where do you head? Where do you go?
To a store.
New Tavern first.
New tavern first.
Yes.
You guys find a new tavern. I'm going to the store.
You are a selfish bastard. Have fun at your store.
I
Okay.
want to go to the store. Are you going to the clothes store that's for disguises now, or something else?
That's all. I'm going to get a disguise.
Well, I'm coming with you.
Can we all not come to an agreement of where we're going first?
How about the tavern first so we can drop off all of our luggage?
I vote tavern.
We literally have all of our stuff. Tavern or like just inn.
I want disguises.
Oh, good lord.
We can get a disguise after we go to the cat tavern.
Go there first.
Unless we see a disguise shop on our way to a tavern.
Have you guys looked about this part of the city very well?
Not specifically for a disguise shop. I'm sure we saw something that was very like fair and carnival at the bazaar.
Yeah, you would have noticed a market stall there that you could find something. You could make a history check,
History check?
to recall your journeys around the streets so far.
Uno momento, it's loading. History.
You got
17.
You got a slow mechanism there. 17.
10. Yes, it is very slow.
You don't recall the precise location of a general goods store, but a few streets down, right in that block between the Q where QUI is in Requin Town, there was a good amount of shops there.
And where are we at right now?
Right about where the W is in Requin Town, between the O and the W in that area.
It's kind of, I mean, I guess it's not opposite where we want to go.
Well,
We're in a pretty inconspicuous area.
If you're making your way circuitously through town, it's not a terrible route.
I was thinking that we were going to go north side of the lake. That was just my mind palette saying things. We could also very easily go outside of the city walls and try to find an inn for travelers and not necessarily get a tavern.
You saying this in character? Okay.
Meaning to. It started being like Ian talking and then like
Sounded like Absolute began speaking there.
then like it merged into Ipswich. If we could go out of town, try to find something small, maybe a mom and pop that has 2 or 3 rooms, buy out the whole place. Tell them to be quiet. Give them extra gold. If we want to be inconspicuous, we very much can. It sounds like you are caught because you are just having a random drink in bar. Not scolding you or anything for it, but not having an attached bar would make that easy. At the same time, it could make a
He
difference.
wouldn't have known.
if we're alone, and that might make us more conspicuous in a completely empty tavern, we want to blend in with the crowd.
We can, it is both ways. We could try to tackle it head on, go to big name bar and tavern, and just
Well-
blend in.
No, we can go to a smaller tavern and blend in with the crowd that isn't necessarily in the spotlight.
Or if we could completely disappear and go to mom and pop and just kind of hang out at night and then be safe. That would be boon and safe. Or we could have a finger on pulse.
Mm.
You know how you say.
What do you think, Baron?
I think we should go to, just a regular inn so we can, know what's going on
I think you guys are right, yeah.
and not draw attention to ourselves.
I agree. It wasn't his fault. He didn't do nothing wrong. He was
No,
just sitting
but-
there, chilling.
Now that we don't have our patches now, so.
See, yeah, that's fine. We're gonna be alright. But
Now
go
he
get
just looks
disguises.
Now he just looks like every other
Let's get clothes.
half-elf.
Disguises.
I know.
Disguises. Let's go to the shop first. Let's go there. Since you don't know where we're gonna stay, but we have a general idea of maybe where the shore could be. Let's go there.
I will look for tavern and only tavern.
I will look for whatever comes first.
All right. So, are you guys heading down through the streets? Which direction do you begin to head while you're
Probably closer to the docks to find something a little bit bigger than what we were staying in last.
Okay. You begin
More
to
transient.
you begin to articulate the way through the streets of Requin Town. You get around that block where the QUI is, and you take a fairly circuitous route so as to avoid suspicion or being in any one place too long. Make perception check.
I rolled natural one.
You fail to see a tavern
17.
in this part of town. 17.
16.
You're looking for a tavern. What are you looking for?
Disguise shop.
Okay.
Or
Whichever comes first.
Well, within that one, the disguise shop comes first. You locate one in the block right where the E is in Requin Town. Small general goods and clothing store. On the door, it says Kirian's General Goods, Clothing, and Sundries.
this might do.
It looks fairly nice from the outside. There's a portal window. It's clean, and you can see a little bit of activity. This looks good. Should we go?
Let's go in.
All right.
Entering
Entering.
and inconspicuous, Fissa.
I'm walking casual. but not looking like I'm walking completely.
You look like a nerd.
Okay.
Stop it.
Nerds are
I'm not
casual.
an nerd. I'm not a nerd. I'm
casual
perfectly,
at all.
perfectly normal. Inside of the general goods store, you pass a human couple coming out as you're going in. Inside there are a couple of people doing their shopping. There's a gnome and a larger human, a couple of half elves. There's a lot of shelves in this store. It's fairly big. Shelves containing all sorts of clothing, trousers, boots, gloves, and hats, shirts, cravats, some cheap light leather armor. There are cloaks and capes. Some small boxes with cheap-looking jewelry in it. Behind the counter, and generally sort of milling about the front of the store, or the back of the store, I suppose, is a very short, only maybe like 6'5", Goliath. Fairly kind of a squat, almost with a little bit of a belly. The black tattoos carving up onto his bald head. He's got kind of stumpy ears and a big nose. Eyes do all coming in.
I'll get some clothes for you. You all for people? Any clothes or
Yeah.
other sorts of sundries, as that's on the job.
Yes, we need clothes.
I carry beautiful clothes. I can make you look good. I mean, you'll look good. I can make you look better. I can make you look good.
Oh, да.
That's a tall order.
Bang, bang, bang. Knocks on your armor.
Where do you get that sort of thing?
All around. From what I am told, it
I'll
is
buy it from you.
dwarven steel.
I'll buy it from you. I'll give you 75 gold pieces for it. It's 65.
For my whole armor.
Yeah, it looks very beautiful. 65 is a good price for you.
I would buy a set from you for 65. I would not sell a set to you.
I don't have that quality, but okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You uncovered me scam. Oh, right. Oh, you good fine elfin people around here before.
Disguises!
This, by Ralur Ryle's
She
name.
means that we are looking for new clothes. Well, for new clothes, it says on the door.
Lisa, go pick out something in green or brown.
Isn't she already wearing green?
Currently, she is wearing that, much like in the original picture, although her boots are no longer the lace-up that she had before, but they're a more solid type of brown boot, but she's got the leather armor on and the green tabard.
Maybe we find something that is needed to our son. And if you have big coat, might take.
Big coat.
Da, something you would wear. We are about same size.
Go over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can furnish you with something like that. You come with me. You guys over in that corner of this store. You find the clerks and such.
You are fashion man. Pick out something fashionable for Visa.
Okay, so what we want to do here, we want to go for something with a light top.
What?
I knew it.
What do people wear to archery tournaments? We should get something that will make us blend
Green
in.
poncho
Get your
cloak.
mind on the archery tournaments.
Yes. Green cloak.
So you guys go over and find several racks hanging with various cloaks of many colors. Some with fur-lined, trimmed colors. Some are nicer and silk. Some are more rough-spun, rough-shod, kind of a linen variety.
What's the common thing that Rossinese people would wear?
They were a variety of things, depending on basically what class you are. Very low peasantry will often wear rough clothes similar to what you would find in Volsgard or Castle. Slightly different in the cosmetic stylings, but here you notice that a lot of the women and some of the men wear a slightly higher cut trouser with a stitched bottom to it, just kind of rising up the calf a little bit. It seems like a pretty popular style right now, and embroidering of various kind of shapes and designs around the bottoms, around the hems and sleeves of garments is pretty popular around here. You've noticed.
Warth needs to wear something fancy so he will convince people he is a prince.
Are you going that route?
I don't know. Are we going that route?
Got some fancy clothes.
Get some fancy clothes.
We've got some really fancy clothes.
I would like to buy a disguise kit.
Oh yeah, I've got some of it.
He goes behind the counter, pulls out a wooden box. What are the details on the disguise kit?
Ben's.
I just looked it up.
Ben's.
25.
Let's see. A pouch of cosmetics, hair dye, small props that you could use disguises that change your physical appearance. Proficiency with this kit lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks you create to make a visual disguise. Okay. What was the value on it?
25 gold piece.
Yeah, I'll sell it for 25 crowns.
Very well.
It's got some hair dyes you can put in your hair. Got some makeups, various colours. Yeah, you can make your eyes dark. You can. It's got some little glasses. Try and kind of put on your nose. Look like a friggin' nerd. Few other things as well. Look, there's there's this paint you can put on your lips or on your face. From afar, it looks like you've got more hair than you do on your face.
Hey, look over here. You look like a nerd.
You guys find some very nice cloaks. Absolute. What does your cloak look like? You have found a fairly nice one.
So did he like pull me over to a specific thing, or is it just like?
He pulled you over to an area with a few cloaks, and you find one to your liking.
So
What'd you find?
I'm thinking a white or light gray, like ashen gray, canvas material, maybe wax canvas duster that like just straight all the way down, with like long sleeves. No, not long sleeves. Sleeves that end about here, so the gauntlets are free. And everything can kind of be stashed behind it with a little bit of rearranging so that I can pull the duster closed and walk hulking, but like for the most part you don't see sword or armor or all that. It's very much a hulking thing.
Yeah.
But it's a temporary fix for when I'm working next.
Oh no. Give you that for only 8 gold pieces.
8 gold pieces.
It's pretty nice, kind of charcoal gray sort of thing. The cloth that you described, it's got a little bit of a Bane collar on it, just slightly. It's but it's pretty.
Oh,
nice.
is it the fur?
Yeah,
like the what is that, matted fur?
Yeah. Just around the collar and
Just 8 gold pieces.
8 gold pieces. You are selling to a very high crowd, aren't you?
What can I say? I get the good ones up in here sometimes. It's I've got other people with money to spend. I'll take you for the type, but I've got a little bit of money to spend. You with that nice army you've got now. Well, even sell it to me for 74 gold pieces. You might be doing fairly well for yourself.
You do not think that I killed the powerful man and took it off him then?
That would be none of my business now, would it?
So you think that I have the gold?
I figure you do, yeah.
You all right?
I like you, big woman.
I like me too. Here is the 8 gold.
Ah, thank you. And you all over there, you finding everything all right?
Yes.
you guys all each find something to your liking. Mjorn, what do you find?
I also find a cloak. I had to Google dwarf cloaks to see what I liked. So I find one that's like an ice blue with embroidered vine designs on it.
You do find that. It's very stylish.
And it has a hood so I can cover my face
Very nice.
like the emperor.
Worth, what do you discover in munition?
Does he have any horse things?
Like tack and
Yes.
materials?
I mean,
Something fancy and pretty.
fancy and pretty. I might have something or other. Let me see. It gets so crowded around here sometimes.
He goes and kind of roots around one corner of the shop. Pops open a crate, and out of it,
Not bad.
he pulls out a saddle, bit and bridle. It's pretty nice. It's gray leather with bright white stitching on it. And the reins as well are braided between gray and white. It's very clean and very nice.
You want that?
Yes.
Now, look, let's go. Let's go. But 3 silver. Yeah, 4 silver.
3 silver.
Yeah, all right. Oh, you
How
were
much was
funny.
mine?
Yours? Sorry, just 2 silver. And you as well.
He points at Brecken and Vissa, and Brecken takes off the shelf a long brown plain cloth, a little bit of fur on the shoulders, and some slight white cloth embroidery around the bottom. Pulls it on, pulls the hood open. I like it. That's all do just fine. And Vissa finds a
That's,
oh,
Like that kind
that is very stylish.
isn't it pretty? For not being real.
What else would I like to look for? A
Hat.
Ooh.
So Vissa as well pulls hers on. Hers is more similar in color to Absolute's. Hers is similar with fur around and matted fur. Hers doesn't have any designs or anything, and it's more of a cloak than a coat. And she pulls the hood up. Oh, you don't want a disguise kit too.
Yeah, all right. A grab you want?
You head over to a section where you see various hats and pegs. What are you looking for?
I'm not exactly sure. I want something that will go with the unicorn cloak, but also will look like something, I don't know, perhaps slightly older nobleman of a faraway land might wear. I'm not exactly sure what that might be.
Make an investigation check. So you kind of rummage through the racks, the hooks.
10.
You find a hat.
I find it.
It's decent. I'll say it matches the unicorn cloak.
Okay.
It doesn't look extremely high society, but it doesn't look povert. It's got a little. It's sort of like a Robin Hoodie type hat, but not quite so distinguishing.
Mm.
No feather in it or anything, but it's that kind of a cap, in general shape.
I find this acceptable. How much?
Well, we'll go.
Wait, how much? What's the exchange for silver to gold again? 10
silver for one gold.
I'll give you, since we're spending so much money here, I'll give you 7 silver for it.
Persuasion check. $16.
Why not? Yeah, you're giving me some good business today. Yeah, I'll take it. You know, get silver patience.
He hands Vissa a disguise kit. They exchange currency. You guys do anything else around here?
Then, anything more you're looking for? Got the general goods. Got gloves and boots and packs. And,
A set of gloves. Nice riding gloves.
sure.
Leads you down, next aisle over. Pulls a nice pair off the hook.
We've got a few more like it. Just about the best pair of riding gloves they got.
Brown leather. Come up to about here. They're soft, supple, even.
How much?
I'll go for those ones are now negotiating.
That's fair.
Alright. Thank you. Bites the coin. We've been having a few counterfeits about, don't blame me. Just consolidating me assets.
Yes. Okay then, I think that's everything.
Alright, you guys exchange currency and leave the shop. With all new clothing donned, you look a completely different party from the one that left, besides your animals. But you go out, remove the old saddle from Tink. Saddle with a nice new leather saddle. She looks good.
You know, I've been thinking about carts lately. I don't know how long this gun's got left in it. I want to search out a cart at some point. I mean, look at the wheel.
Kind of axles a little bit loose. There's a spoke that's about to fall off.
Fabian deserves better than this.
Of course you do.
Whenever we can, or perhaps Mr. and I will go and find one ourselves.
For 8 gold, the entire inside is lined with that kind of fur.
Yes, it is. The whole thing. It
For 8 gold?
I kind of didn't think before I said that figure, but it is of unparalleled comfort.
I know how currency in this game is used, and it should,
No,
and
it
because
should
it's
be a lot
just
less.
commonly used that way, it's just I've got the notion of what I researched of 1 gold is $100,
Yeah.
and it's like that's not honestly correct. That's not what is like societally correct in this game.
Not in this game. But you are right, it should cost less than that.
Yeah, especially since mine costs way less than that.
Okay, I'll give it to you for 5. And it's still of unparalleled comfort. You've
If
never
it's
worn anything
if it's
like
got like that kind of like that tight sheep's lamb's wool on the inside, then it's very much
that. It's
that.
got a couple of deep pockets in it, each side there, and in the bottom.
And on the inside too.
Yeah, and on the inside. Okay.
I think I captured.
I tell Brendan, we could even use that to our advantage if we got a nice cart and attach it to the fancy tack we got for Tinkerbell now, and could kind of complete me as a foreign nobleman.
Gold. That's not a bad idea. I'm sure there's a great cart right in town.
There's a leather daddy wearing
A what?
a leather daddy wearing a.
Is it Leather Daddy?
Yes, I was hoping I had misheard.
Oh, there is leather daddy.
Well,
at
there's
him go, he's
probably a
very-
few of those in town as well.
Very
Whatever you're
close.
into, no king shaming here.
It is just like when it's on the brain, you should just see it.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Any of this.
Alright, to the inn next.
To the inn.
Let's try and find one.
I'm listening for a blacksmith.
Okay. So, which way do you head out of? You are right where the E is in Requien Town. Which way do you go?
They're closer to the ship.
Yeah, the ship. Well, the ship would be straight west toward the harbor and a little bit up.
So we go close to and then work our way up. Close to dock and then work our way up back to ship. Just so that we are closer. We are kind of far in, not like complaining or anything.
Will it make us too? Will it make it too obvious though? I mean, it might not.
Honestly, when picking a new tavern, we should be as random as possible, as brain dead as possible, because if we are like trying to formulate a specific plan, they're going to use it against us. We should honestly go to the most random spot in the city.
Alright, well let's just keep going north then along this road and see what we find. As long as it's not too far away from the place.
Yeah. Okay.
And see our ranger coats.
So you are in fact going north.
Bah.
Okay. You head north up that street in Requien Town. Please make perception checks.
Perception checks.
17. I rolled a lot of 17s today.
You are.
11.
20. Oh no. 19.
19. Yeah. Walking north. You pass a few more shops. A couple of restaurant type things that aren't exactly taverns. You pass a cafe. And when you get past that that fork intersection, if you look there, where the eye points to in Brooklyn Town, passing there and going up near the Big Spring Square, you do hear the sound of a blacksmith's hammer. You haven't run across any taverns yet, though.
Well, since we are just walking the town, I'm going to walk over to this blacksmith very quick.
Very well.
So this blacksmith shop is kind of an open stall in an area of in kind of a block of a few shops. There's a tattoo parlor and a leather worker there next to it. This one is the more open. Those others are closed off for storefronts. And in there you see a human and a dwarf hard work.
Point at something inane in the direction opposite the tattoo parlor to point Vissa in the other direction, away from it.
Looks over there. Okay, what are we looking at now? Alright, whatever.
Did you see it? It was... I just don't know. Anyways, it was cool. You look there.
Oh! It's a tattoo parlor there!
No, Vissa.
Vasa! He repeats the Elvish phrase.
You could get a little butterfly on your ankle.
That sounds trashy.
Yeah.
Ah. It would be very trashy. I would like to just talk to these men about smithing very quick.
There are some benches around a small little fountain in this area. The rest of them, whoever's not going, kind of sits down. But you head up there. There is a dwarf, a male dwarf with several braids running down his back, dirty blacksmith's apron, big thick forearms, hammer just going at it. And then there's a human who looks to be doing a little bit of stitching of some armor behind on a table. And he's the first one that sees you. Bonjour.
Hello. I have a question for you about the armor I'm wearing, and I'll pull aside the cloak.
Hey, Brimmy, he's got Roman steel.
Ah,
The dwarf goes,
He got dwarven steel.
I do.
Where
Here.
did you get it?
I'll take off one of the gauntlets and hand it to him.
Oh, that's your unparalleled craftsmanship.
It is a very nice set of armor, and I'm going to ask you to do something that you may not like.
Sexy. Oh, what won't I like?
I would like to color it different color than it is now.
All right. What made me? You are. I find that offensive.
I was worried that you would say that.
big persuasion check.
Ooh. Is that a charisma-based thing? Is persuasion a
Correct.
charisma-based thing?
It is.
Persuasion? Well, it just so happens that I'm maxed out on charisma.
You are.
So that would be a 24.
What in?
Done.
What in the name of all that is good? What you want to color dwarven steel for? Do you know what the process takes to get this kind of coloring? It's beautiful smokies.
It is a beautiful set of dark, brooding color that I'm worried that my enemy has marked me under. I have bought this cloak to help conceal. I would like it to be blue to throw them off. It is just consideration. I know I cannot remove armor as easily as I can remove cloak.
You want to turn the armor blue.
I would like, I think that would be good to make it a light color, but that is almost even more noticeable. I am thinking some sort of deep dark blue.
Well,
Mazarin.
if you've got enemies after you marking you for it, I suppose it's still offensive.
Well, it is just
I can sympathise. I guess.
just question of what process would be, how much
Let
it
me
is.
consult my books.
He goes over into, passing through a door into the residence or storage bookkeeping part of the shop. Gone for a couple of minutes. Comes out with a pretty thick tome. It's got, you see, it's got a branded on the front. It's got a leather or on a leather cover. There's sorry, what I'm trying to say, an anvil, black sword. Puts it down. Searches through the books.
There do seem to be some methods. Requires some rare ingredients though. And a sort of smithy that's, well, perhaps you could do it. It'd be a bit costly. But if you give me about a day, I can reach out to a couple of my contacts, pull on some strings, and perhaps acquire an ingredient split. It's a messy process though, an exact science. I'll have to talk to some of my dwarven contacts, and it is not 100% guaranteed that it'll work out exactly as you're wanting.
Can I have walked over by now?
Yeah, you walk up just as they're about having this part of the conversation.
Guarantee.
I have seen in my time, I am from an order, and they have colored their, some have decided that they would color their bright, shining, silvery suits blue, dark blue like I am saying, but they use common paint. The problem with that is that it chips off and wears pretty quickly, so I understand what you are saying.
Dwarvenstein does not keep paint well
I
at all.
think so.
And it's much harder to colour gills than your standard run-of-the-mill steel.
It would be hard to lighten. I
Aye.
understand that.
But it can be done.
That is what I wanted to know. And you said it is expensive as well.
It
That
is
is something
very
that-
costly.
That is something to take in consideration. If it was cheap and easy, I would say go for it. Here is money. But we might play it out and see what happens. If they identify as easy, they might just see me in a big blue set of armor and point the finger anyways.
Well, perhaps I'll reach out of curiosity anyhow.
But
Maybe if you feel you need to, you know where to find me.
I will. If
I'm Brimmy.
Brenny, it's nice to meet you.
And you as well, large one.
Shake his hand, take back my gauntlet, and then hand him a gold piece for a consultation.
Good consultation.
I have a question for you. I some partial ingot of dwarven steel. Could you make?
Are you with her? There you holding all your dwarven steel. I hope you didn't kill anyone I know for it.
From what
I
we
just smile and laugh.
From what we have gathered, this is from an ancient order. Where we got this, probably no one you know. Probably.
Well, I suppose it's not really that I can say.
Do I know that there is no maker's mark on this, or did absolutely
We did.
not know that?
I don't think we told Absolute, or she didn't ask. But
I don't know if she asked now. Otherwise, I'd be like, there is no maker's mark.
And
We
Did
have,
the when you got it resized, maybe they mentioned it. I don't know.
I'll say sure. You have noted the fact that there's no maker's mark.
there is no maker's mark, which serves to say that dwarves were in slavery, servitude, who made this.
That's a nasty bit of business. Well, all right. I don't think you can buy it by any nefarious means.
If it means anything to you, the ones we took it for, they are our enemies.
Alright.
And they were not dwarves.
They were not dwarves.
Alright, I can deal with that.
No, I think I will get it colored.
Well, alright.
Because I am bearing the color of our enemies.
It's just dwarf and steel. It's not anybody's color.
It is a suit made by them, or used by them primarily.
It's used by many peoples.
Is this
Not only them.
specific set of ancient dwarven and steel armor specifically used by anybody else?
Yeah, my turn. Anyway, what were you asking me about that you got on house of ingot of it?
Yes. Can you make it into arrow tips, arrowheads?
That would be such a waste of steel.
What else am I gonna do with it?
Such a waste of steel.
You put it down.
I mean,
You're gonna lose that.
What else am I gonna do with it?
Daggers. Something that you're not gonna lose.
But he seems to share your unspoken apprehension.
arrow tips, yeah.
Trying to find some use for it.
This is a decent amount of steel. I could probably make 20 arrowheads out of this. I mean, sure, I can do your job if you like. You should have
You
nothing
got
wrong with
a
it.
better idea for the use of it?
It's up to
Can't
you,
really
you're
wear-
a customer.
Customer.
You're the customer.
Will it increase the damage of the arrows?
If you forged some dwarven steel arrows, I would bump them up to +1 arrows. Or +1 bolts if you can use them with crossbow.
Yes. How would that work?
We can be heroes. So on top
+1
of-
ammo. Yeah, +1 ammo just adds another damage. Your crossbow is into +1, so it would just bump the damage up if you are firing with that ammunition.
Is it +1 damage or is it +1 to hit and damage?
Oh, that is a good question. Let's check. It might be both.
In my world, it was both, but in your world, it's whatever you say.
Let's see what the text says.
But if you got a +1 bow, you'd be shooting +1 shoot.
You have a bonus to attack and damage with this piece of ammunition.
So that would be dope.
It would be.
If you got a
You're not going to make him out.
make it dwarven steel crossbow instead.
I could do both. Couldn't I? Or
Could you
like
do
get the
both?
mechanism, because remember we talked about that.
Let me see the crossbow. I mean, you've got any snippets, do you? I could make you 15 arrowheads. And... No. Replace some of the other workings of those things, the gears, the mechanisms. Replace them with dwarven steel. It did your bow some good.
Okay. Do what you can with the bow first as a priority, and then what you can with the arrow.
I'm afraid you'll work on the bow and the arrows, and I'll take care of the armor. Come back tomorrow.
No, I don't have a bow though.
I work quick, anyway.
Okay.
They don't call me fast, brimming, for nothing.
Do they call you that?
They don't call you that.
Very well.
Be well, and I'll see you. Yeah.
Is there a Fletcher shop nearby? I want to have a bow. Cheap bow.
I mean, there's from where you're standing. No.
Euron has a bow.
I couldn't pull back that bow.
No, you can't.
I'm the
You have
only
less
one.
than 16 strength.
I'm the one that got it because I was the only one that could.
16 strength?
It's for bow construction, so you have to have at least a 16 strength modifier to wield it.
One away. That +3?
Arkian could wield it. Arkian.
Okay, you can wield it. All right, where do you guys go?
Nah, whatever. I'll just use other things. Let's continue to look for a inn.
All right.
An inn.
You continue up. past the Pig Spring Square, up into the southern area of La Ville Rose. You pass beneath the shadow of the looming castle. You get up into La Ville Rose, right about where that Y intersection is on the O in Rose. And there you find a small tavern. It is a rustic, a little dilapidated tavern called the Gooseberry Inn. Stone, brick, and large timbers make up most of the building's outer structure. It's tough to see through the kind of grimy window, but you hear the sounds of lively songs coming from within. I mean, looks pretty common.
I have a thought.
What's your thought?
If we're going to go to this archery and I pose as a minor foreign dignitary or lord, maybe we should look for a nice inn. You, Brecken, could pose as my personal scholar, and this is the general squire, so that Mirwin and Absolute could be my personal bodyguard. This was, after all, your idea in the first place, Absolute.
No. That would almost both to being, instead of tavern, fancier inn.
Yes.
What would be called?
Doesn't have to be fancy. Remember, I'm posing as a minor aristocrat. Aristocrat. That was a movie. Also, can I go pee real quick?
Yes.
Duh.
Should I pause this, or are we going to continue?
You are still standing there discussing outside of the Gooseberry Inn. Not so fancy, but average.
So are we going to slightly fancier and play up your role or something?
I think if we're going to do this, we should do it right.
Well, I agree.
If we get the archery competition, someone asks where we stay. Where are we going to stay? We're staying at the Gooseberry, you know. Might as well say we're staying at the Itchy Donkey.
That's kind of a cute name.
Yes,
Sweet.
it's cute. We're not going for cute though. We're going for respectable and dignified.
Okay.
It is going to be a big change of pace for Worth.
I roll my eyes.
I don't know, I think he usually looks pretty dignified. He's dressed nice and stuff. Where do we find one of these things? This upper class but not super fancy heads.
I don't know. I could send. That's a good question. I can't just go into here and ask where's a nicer place to stay.
Hey, you look at this inn you got here. We'd like something about 50% better.
Well, I mean, it doesn't go to just get upkeep or something.
Yes. Before we do that, I want to go in here and perhaps pretend to use the facilities and get my disguise in order.
Okay. You go inside?
Oh,
As you enter through the door, you are welcomed by the smell of what is probably food. It's fairly busy despite its
Very nutty flavor in the air.
Nutty.
It's fairly busy, despite its rickety-looking tables. There are definitely a few rats. Several drunks slumped against the wall with the remains of drinks spilled across the floor. The barkeep, a Goliath, seems to be in the process of trying to smash a rat with a frying pan. Spang, bang, behind the counter. You hear bang as he bends down and slapping in the corner. You do.
Do I see where there might be just looking around, do I see where there might be a bathroom, privy, something like that?
You don't necessarily make a looking around, make perception check.
$25.
You wonder whether there might not be an outhouse in the back, or perhaps this is the kind of place that just has chamber pots in the rooms.
They have a mirror with the bubble lights all the way around. A chair.
Okay, so I'll go back out and see if there's an outhouse.
You head around back in the inn, and yeah, there's an outhouse, complete with moon shape, hole and everything.
It's a beautiful.
I go in there.
It's empty, but it smells like just
An outhouse?
It smells like just.
I used an outhouse this weekend.
It smells like that, but a little bit worse.
This was next to a chicken coop, so.
Ooh. All right, maybe yours wins.
Vareth, are you just going to do that by yourself in there?
Yes,
How are you going to see what you look like?
I'll have to come out and you can tell me.
All right, you
want,
apply
like,
your disguise kit.
Visa to do it for you, and then you do Visas?
I'm not going in there.
Not in the chamber pot. No. We are in alley. We can just do.
You apply your disguise kit. What do you
I want to
make your
look-
appearance look?
I want to slightly put like some
I
little bit
was
of hair
going
on
to
my
do
face
invincibility on YouTube, but no. All right.
and try to make myself. I think I actually have a proficiency with a disguise kit. But I want to make myself a little older, a few years older, with some graying hair, and then perhaps maybe even add some gray hair into my actual hair.
Get the dye out, and you're able to make it look fairly natural, at least for distance. Some graying spots, a little bit of gray into your beard.
And then I'll
Get a few wrinkles with your with the makeup. Look pretty decent.
And then I'll put on my unicorn. Oh, we need to find a cart too. Well, we can.
The cart wasn't exactly urgent, but
No. I'll put the unicorn cloak on and the new hat. And yeah.
you look different. Patch. All right, you head back out. The rest of you change as well.
Well, I thought we already changed at the.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
end of the cloak.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
you
we
guys
already
are changed. Vissa and Brecken as well have their new clothes on. Vissa kind of puts a little bit of makeup around her eye. Tries to do like a cat eye kind of thing, and it doesn't really work.
Especially with no mirror, huh?
It's a little she's just kind of looks a little. It's a little smudgy. Looks good, right? Yeah,
Eh,
probably not.
when I do that, and I have like mom spit.
That's all it takes. Okay.
Completely erase both of them.
She doesn't quite get that you completely erased them. She said, "Okay, thanks. You make it look better."
That is what did.
Are you very good?
Somewhere fancier.
We're gonna go to a shop first and ask directions to a fancy place to stay.
Very nearby, you find the first shop you run across is a pottery shop.
Brecken,
Right. No.
you want to go in and ask, acting as my personal scholar? I'll stay here on
why
my
not?
Yeah, we might as well practice all this now.
Just want me to go in by myself.
Yes.
Go
Sure,
go with
sure.
you as muscle. But
All right, you go with me the muscle. I'll speak. And all right, let's do this.
trying to be aware. Look like official armored
You enter.
escort.
You see a single old kind of wrinkly female half-orc. He looks up, wiping tired eyes. Guten Tag.
Good morning.
Hello, I am here on behalf of. Shall we use his name? What's that mean?
Prince Wareth!
We're here on behalf of Prince Wareth of Athmindach.
She looks up. Yeah, okay. What do you need?
We are looking for the right directions to the finest. No, to a very
Affordable!
to an affordable and yet upscale inn nearby. Have you any suggestions?
You could go to the Rook and Hound Inn. Up the street to the right.
Weren't we just there? Or am I getting something mixed
No,
up?
we were at the gooseberry.
You came from the Gooseberry. To
No,
the
but the one that we were staying in, what was that one?
Blue Apple.
Blue apple.
Okay, never mind.
Not similar. The Rook and Hound Inn. Up the street, a few blocks and to the right. Large place, nice. Are you here to buy pots at all?
Do princes like pots? I might buy 4 as gift.
They do not. Apologies, ma'am. The prince sends his regards. Here's the silver. I mean the gold. Ting. Okay, let's go, Absalom.
You two exit. The rest of the crew
With
stay
1
on.
gold, we probably could have bought like a whole bunch of pottery for Prince Warwick. I nabbed a piece of pottery on the way out.
Do you steal it?
I don't, I'm just like... Not stealing, just like, thanks, we bought this, thank you.
For the gold? Yeah, that is fine. That costs less than this. She just kind of takes
Got
it.
like some cheap terracotta
Pockets
things.
and pockets it. You come out with a little terracotta with a couple of stripes of red around it. It's just a little cheap pot.
For the prince.
Thank you.
Your
It's
Highness,
like, we probably should have discussed, names and everything before you went in.
Well, it's too late for that now.
It was good try run.
She told us to go to the Rook and Hound Inn. Up the street a few blocks to the right.
That is good try run. Who's going to believe that an armored guard in the personal page for all of people?
You continue, and
Oh,
you do find...
Girl. I say to visit. Oh, girl.
Barf.
Find an appropriate plan to put in this and make it pretty.
Yes, my liege. Well, I didn't realize how much I would instantly dislike this.
Dog, we have made terrible mistake.
I really don't care for this.
I knew that the pretension on Voreth was this big. I did not expect it to be this big and instantly.
Well,
These
if
people-
it works, it works. Yes, your sir, yes, my sir, your liege, your... Let's go.
I thought of pretending to be from Eratha. I would be able to... I keep trying to say Irish, but an Elvish prince. That might have been fun.
Stab you.
Prince?
Both of them would stab you.
Nah. You continue up the street, and you do find right about where. You continue up from where the O is, that intersection, up and to the right, and in that little triangle area, little square, you find the Rook and Hound Inn. This is a large inn, probably one of the most well-appointed you've seen. The exterior is clean and well-maintained. There's an air of dignity and finery about it. There's an outdoor seating area where patrons keep up polite conversations. There's light music and the smells of good food. Excellent fresh-baked breads and roasted meats coming from within. And see here, as you go inside, JPG. You find a warm scene awaiting you. A very nice little inn. Not the most upscale or rich place you've ever seen, but certainly no dive. Within, you see 2 barkeeps at the behind the bar. There is a human male with a grey beard, very finely kempt, short-cropped, thin hair, muscly arms, and a dwarven female with copper red hair and an intricate braid with several copper and bronze rings going down her back. She wears a crimson cloth dress with a golden black belt. In the corner, a minstrel sings an atrium. dressed in bright silks, plucking a lute. Casts a glance your way as you enter and gives you a little wink. Ring. There are many patrons around of all races. Lots of people. Leader?
Reckon.
Yeah.
Announcing!
Alright, I'm supposed to do the thing.
Don't announce. We just inquire about lodging, please.
Do I use her name?
I suppose we've stuck to it. We're with it now.
Do I say Prince Ward?
Yes, Prince Worthwolshin Erlenon of Athmandak.
He approaches the bar.
Excuse me. Prince Wareth Walkshan Erenon of Athmindak has arrived at your fine establishment and requests a room. 4, 5, 6. How many are we? 5. Room for 5 people, or 5 separate rooms, or whatever you have room for.
I stand behind him looking like an armed guard.
Well, I'm sure at least 2 rooms because the prince would not share a room with his minions.
Entourage.
You seem correct. The dwarf female speaks up. The human kind of backs away a couple steps. You are correct. We've got 2 rooms. We can put Mr. Welch and Elena up in one, and the rest in another. Will that work well?
That is acceptable.
All right. For your room, Your Highness, it will be 2 gold per night. And for the servants, 5 silver.
I take out the gold and I hand it to Brecken.
He passes it along. Thank you very much. Your rooms upstairs and to the left.
And I start walking up there.
James Keith. You all head upstairs. Arrive at the 2 rooms. Rooms number 5 and 6 respectively. Your key, number 5 stamped on it. You go inside, and you into yours. Almost immediately, you got both kind of figure out that both rooms are exactly the same.
That's cool.
But they're nice. They're probably the nicest tavern rooms you have stayed in so far, save for the castle in Hammercrest, which weren't there. But they're very well appointed. The beds have real mattresses on them,
Wow.
feathers in the pillows. No straw pallets found here. The frames are solid, dark wood. There is a dresser, a bureau with a nice mirror, finely polished brass knobs. There's even a separate wardrobe in which to hang your clothing, and a small privy where you actually, it's still a chamber pot, but you can like sit, not just squat over it or anything. And it's got its own door. It's nice. There's a couple of like vessels with fresh water, and one that's empty for whatever uses you may determine you need them for. It's a well-appointed little room. Both of them have the exact same fineries. There's a little rug on the inside. Nice little red, brown, white rug. This place rules. I will stay here forever.
Listen, guys. We will take separate rooms based off of gender. Unless Brecken, you want us, you will be in the
I
same.
don't know, we might need to keep up pretenses. I might need to stay in this room by myself, and you guys stay in that one.
Do you want me to stand out guard too?
That won't be necessary at the moment. Thank you.
Enjoy your privacy, Your Highness.
Thank you, page or square. Or
He did pay like way over the top more. He got straight jet out of that one.
How much was his room?
2 gold.
2 gold.
2 gold.
2 gold, yours was only 5 silver.
Like I did like pay for everything though.
Yeah.
Pay for both rooms.
If he wants his own room, then we will crash in here. You're going to be sleeping with the girls tonight, Brecken. How does that feel?
That's fine with me. No problems at all.
Although, can I just recant what I just said? Retcon it?
Close the door on Brecken.
You can change your mind.
Or on Worth. It's gonna.
I forgot you were playing a woman. It would just be me and Brecken.
Everybody's happy.
It would make sense like to have my personal servant in my room.
Do you want to do that way then? I suppose you're right.
Whatever you guys think would work.
Sure, I'll bunk it, yeah.
Whatever you think would be the most appropriate.
Why not?
So you divvy up rooms. You get comfortable, set your things about. It is by now late afternoon. You spent a long
Bye
time.
now.
You
You
spent.
should somehow.
Do not sing Wonderwall while I'm trying to DM. Of any other song, of any song you could sing while I'm trying to DM. You spent quite a long time shopping and getting your way through the streets of Vincent to the Rook and Hound Inn. Oh, and outside of the tavern, on each side, there was a nice marble statue, one of a rook and one of a hound. That's the name.
Rook is like a knight, right?
Rook is a raven.
Chess rook.
And the chess rook is a horse.
It's like
Like a little dome thing.
it's like
No, that's a castle.
a rook is a corvid, like a type crow.
Oh, maybe it's knight. Maybe the rook is the castle. I don't know. It's been a long time since I played.
It's the.
Well, the statue looks like a nasty crow.
Okay then, doesn't matter.
Rook is the diagonally one that has the shape to it.
Alright, so having made yourselves comfortable, you find yourselves at early evening,
Oh no, yeah, I'm stupid.
kind of standing there outside of your rooms. What do you do?
Oh, and you said it was the early evening?
Yep.
There's a bathroom in the
Yes.
with a mirror.
The mirror is on the wide sort of bureau in the main room.
Okay.
And then the privy is very small. It's just got a wooden seat with a chamber pot on
Here, Visa.
Yeah.
The mirror in front of you.
Okay. Hey! You want to start off? Was it that bad? I thought I did it alright, yo.
You looked like you had small beetles chewing on the ends of your eyes. I made sure that you did it with fingertip instead of with like tool. It comes with tool, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, there's sort of a brush thing in here.
But
Didn't even use that.
that's okay. Listen, we can practice tonight.
Okay.
To get this guy's perfect, we can try different facial structures. We can try, we can do shadows like here and here to make you look different in the face thing.
I've worn makeup back home. We weren't poor,
Oh, that?
but I just haven't in quite a while.
Well, there you go. We can do some experimentation with it, and I will cast enhanced ability on her. Would this be a wisdom thing?
Let me see, to apply... Yeah, sure.
Then I will do Owl's wisdom on her.
She's gonna make a check with that.
She has
Oh, yeah.
advantage on wisdom checks with enhanced ability, which I was going to do on both of you, but you decided to be a turd in the toilet.
Alright, to skillfully apply...
You didn't tell me what you were going to do.
Apply her makeup. She rolled a natural 19, so...
I'm going to do a spell on you! Doesn't sound as good.
She
I like to
rolled,
do it in roleplay.
she rolled a 22 then. So,
Absolute didn't tell me.
it's beautiful. She looks lovely. She does a fantastic job with the mirror in front of her when you're back.
Yeah. It's very good, Lisa. It's very
you. It does look pretty alright, doesn't it? So, what are you going to do tonight? What should we do? Should we lay low or what? Safe? I think we should be safe here, right?
Yeah, I think that I think from what we can tell, we're relatively safe. We can follow some of the leads. I think we've done all the things that we need to do for today.
Or we could take a night off.
We could take night off, kind of recover. We don't have to be proficient in anything, do anything specifically. Do you have something that you want to do? You want to get drinks? We can go get drinks downstairs. Go. You are taking role of servant girl or whatever it is you
Oh
are
yes, I
taking.
mean, Sarah, what would you like to do?
I hand her like 3 gold pieces. Have some food sent up and have some drinks for yourself.
Oh, you try.
Vissa goes downstairs just straight away.
I'll
It's like,
be
right.
bodyguard.
Let's go downstairs with her. Mira, you come understand.
I will come along.
He is very much on hay horse. Maybe we delay the food order for a little bit.
You guys head down
I stay upstairs.
To this inn, the interior of which you see here. You take your place at a table. A small serving girl is sent, takes your order, and brings you out several roast boar shanks, along with fresh baked bread, and a side of some sliced fruit, some sliced apples, baked and roasted. And the food is excellent. You guys have as well have a few glasses of wine. They bring out some golden vintages. Overall, the meal of the fine food and such, including worths, will run you a gold. I pay. Here you go. It's not my money. And you can make perception checks if you like to.
I was going to say I'd like to make a perception check to see, like, if everything looks alright as I was coming in.
To check your in your room.
Because you're in your room now.
Or you're heading downstairs.
No, I'm staying up there. I guess, yeah. That's
Yeah.
fine.
You can make a
I'll do the good bodyguard thing and like
Okay.
taste the room as the
Sure.
bodyguard.
I rolled a 14 for downstairs.
I rolled a 28.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
13.
Your room is it seems safe. The door's sturdy, and you've got a thick, heavy hook on the inside.
I would also like to do a sense of fey essence.
Okay. So you just reach out. Down. You sense nothing other than the face steel that you have on you, and they have on them.
Okay.
Mark charge off. You guys. So what you see basically, sitting around you, there are a good number of patrons. You see a pair of female humans in traveler's garb, green and brown cloaks, maybe a bit of leather armor beneath. These two been leaning close, conversing in hushed tones over earthenware tankards. There is a gray-bearded dwarf with his feet up by the fire. You see on him a tattoo of an anchor on his broad right forearm. He's got a red bandana tied about his head. His skin has the salt-weathered quality of a sailor. There is you see a youngish kind of halfling in the corner, in a back corner, cowering at a table. He's soft-faced and dressed much too nicely for this establishment. You see his cloak is excellently made red cloth trimmed in white fringe. He's pulling it tightly. Looks like he's trying to hide some jewelry under there. You get the impression that he tried to dress down for the occasion, but still like overestimated the place. He is surrounded by four Goliaths, 2 on each side, in very good half-plate armor, swords at their sides. Despite the protection, the halfling looks supremely uncomfortable. There's also a human in a bearskin cloak of very rough quality, like a killed it himself. He wears leather armor with a dinged-up breastplate. And there is a large round table where humans, an elf, half-elf, several fawns all seemingly watch something with great interest. That's basically your surroundings. As well as the minstrel who continues to play his lute. But you see no threats, no one taking particular interest in you.
There are plenty of tables at Wareth. I'm sure Rodolph would like to go up to and poke his nose in. If only someone cared to go tell him about all that.
So, you have a lovely evening of conversation, food, and drink.
At some point, probably go tell Wareth. You are tired of being in the room, that?
You hear this knock, and Absolut's voice through it. You've got the door hook's locked.
I was quite enjoying the privacy and silence. Of course, yes. Tired of being alone.
Oh, then I will go back to my business.
I suppose I'll come.
Thump, 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 thump. As she walks away. Alright, so you unhook the door and out. Going downstairs. It's very nice. Warm. Music is lively. You join them at the table. And you see basically the same situation around.
I have my unicorn cloak on, but without the riding gloves and hat.
Your nosiness. There is trouble to get in.
You look very nice.
I should probably stay out of trouble at the moment.
Oh, that?
You said there was a table of people looking at something intently?
Yes, and they're still going. It's a mixed group. They form almost a thick wall around a single table where just watching something with great interest.
I can't tell what it is.
Is there like cheering and rejoicing every once in a while, or is it just
Yeah.
like...
Is it a snail race?
Some like, whoa. You don't know. We can't see right from where you are.
But what would Prince Suarez do? I don't know what would Prince Suarez do. I just get up and walk over there. Stand up.
You head up over toward this round table with this kind of group of people around you. You kind of start out like shoulder your way in there, and what you see is there are two people sitting at this table. An older gnome, long mustache, long eyebrows, and a young orc boy across from him. In between, a gnomish chess set. Looks like an old gnome master and a young orc. They're seemingly deadlocked and captivating the crowd around them. They continue to trade moves. And a minute later, the young orc moves a piece and slaps over the other, the gnome master's queen. Ah! Invicto! Ah! The crowd is uproars as this young orc protege defeats the old gnomish master at the game of gnomish chess. So you observe the end of the match.
Impressive.
I'm just a peon. Yeah. I mean, very good match.
I played gnomish chess with Red, didn't I?
On the ship.
Pretty sure you found a gnomish chess set somewhere too.
Mm-hmm. And gave it to Red.
Alright, you guys do anything else through the evening? Okay. Night falls. You retire to your rooms. And I'll say the new day dawns without incident.
Is that what you do alone in your room?
You hear some weird noises from Arth's room.
We finally go to
You wake in the morning to a bright day. You wake up early. You wake pretty early, having gotten a good night's sleep. What do you do?
We need to get our...
Okay, what actually is the plan for today? We didn't even talk about it.
we go to the archery contest. We make friends.
Okay, we'll let you in.
We'll find out. I'll have to have a herald announce me, perhaps, probably.
Of course.
All right, I'll make you look and sound good. So we gotta pick up your armor and your bow first. Right?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't drop off my armor. This is going to be coming back tomorrow to find out things, right?
You were gonna. He told you to come back in the morning.
I did not do that yet with the armor.
Oh, you didn't drop it off, or you did?
Did not.
Oh, you didn't. Okay, that's right. Oh, yeah, you were gonna come back in the morning to.
Discuss
That's
more.
right.
I just gave him gold for consultation. Quote unquote.
Correctus. Okay. So is that where you go first?
Unless we see a cart shop on the way.
All right, let's go back.
Cart shop. Cart shop.
You return to the streets of Vassal. It is a cool morning. You reach Grimmies. And either
Tart. So you're gonna drop the armor off because I've been in contact with some of the things.
Go on,
I think I can do it. Do you have a sample of something that you want me to match it to? Generally, I'll do my best.
I would. I'll pull out the Tome of Raoul Ryle, which is a deep dark. Not a deep dark blue, it's a Mazarin.
Similar to Discover right here.
But
All right,
it makes the most sense. It is the colors of my whole.
I've got it in my head. Hands it back. Put it in my head. All right, I'm gonna hand over the armor. Would you like to discuss cost first?
I would very much like to discuss cost.
Sure.
And maybe tomorrow.
Discuss cost tomorrow.
No, hand over armor tomorrow.
Okay. So, for the procedures and the techniques to smith this, including ingredients and the cost of that, I would say this will run you about 500 gold. I know it's crazy, but the materials I've acquired to make this are not common. And the technique is the master technique. Is the price okay with you?
That is steep.
And
It is for protection, which is good. It is not something that I have at the moment, though. Would you take it for trade of this, and I'll take out the crown.
This is beautiful.
Oh,
Leonardo, have a look.
It
Human
is.
comes over.
It is treasure that we got on last quest mission outing that we were in.
The one called Leonardo, tall brown-skinned human, pulls it up, examines it under light.
We've had a couple of appraisals.
Well, look how the crystals, they will be shining. Got that bit. Aye,
Says Baby.
it's a fine bargain. Straight up today, this is good. This is a good work right here. Oh, yeah.
How long would it take to do armor?
A day.
Day? Contest is today, though.
Yes.
Best have armor for today, in case things go wrong.
So you drop off tomorrow.
Drop off tomorrow. First thing, we lay low after that. But since we will be out and about, impossible eyes on, I'll keep armor today.
The human takes it.
Très bien, très bien.
Unless you have loner set.
I don't really do that.
Understandable.
Right, see you tomorrow then.
And the bow.
Oh, yeah.
And Leonardo
It's gonna cast mine.
goes back,
Cast mine.
pulls this bow out, sets it down. It's gorgeous. It's noticeably nicer. It looks like they even polished the stain on the wood. You look at the mechanism inside. The slide, the gear, the pullback mechanisms and everything, all dwarven steel. It's a fine piece of work.
You already agreed on this without talking about price.
Yes.
So I
What
will,
sort of
give
damage
you,
will that do me?
I will give you this back. If you pay, of course. So you don't really have an option at this point.
Yes.
This is a very nice place to work in, restaurant.
Yes.
You only just need to with it.
Like a band-aid.
1,000 gold.
Oh, for God's sake. Again, as you said, I don't have a price. I don't have an option, do I?
It includes the 15 pieces of ammunition.
Well, you have the platinum.
Hmm?
Yeah, you have the platinum.
Yeah. Where did it go? Where it said I had the. Oh, I have to click here
Right there.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You're gonna have to pay in platinum pieces though.
Alright, so you hand over the platinum. And.
So what is that? 100 platinum?
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
1 to 10, baby.
Oh, I don't have it. I don't have the custom one in here yet. Where did they go? Oh well, it's a +1 crossbow, and it does that thing where if you score a critical hit, you can shoot another round immediately.
Really?
Oh, you got a tinker top.
Basically,
You got a repeater. Yeah. On a natural 1, does it shoot him instead?
it doesn't.
Please.
Ah.
I'll add it to your
Okay.
inventory later. So you have a fine dwarven steel mechanism crossbow now. I will just, for temp's sake, I'll just add a +1 crossbow.
Zoop, zoop.
Light crossbow, +1. Yep. It's in your inventory. Bing. Okay. Well, good doing business with you all. I'll see you tomorrow.
Nah, we will be in. Hold on to that for now.
Alright. So, the tournament grounds were north of town. Is basically what it said.
Alright,
Is that where you go?
let's go north of town.
So, as you head north through La Ville Rose, you see several posters advertising this. You see the crowd in this area beginning to head that way. As it seems like this event is getting more hyped up in this area of town. And you see a few banners. You gather that this competition is called the Annual Prowess in Archery Competition. So,
Can you even use a crossbow in this?
we'll get to that.
Okay.
You head north, and less than a mile away, but out in the open, there is a large. Might as well drive. A large tournament area. You see, there are other places that might be used for a joust, but where you are directed to is here. There is a massive stand where you see individuals of higher rank, it seems, gathering. It's covered by a pavilion of bright violet cloth. Big striped pavilion, violet and white. And out here, it seems that this is the archery grounds. Let's tweak this just a little bit better. There are more stands on the side here, where more common folk are beginning to seat themselves. But all about this area, there is much more going on. I'll return to draw targets and such in a minute. As you head around here, the tournament grounds are buzzing. People rushing about, preparing for the games, or just reveling in the festivities. It's only about 10 in the morning, but you already see some stumbling, cheery drunks and hear their slurred songs. There are market stalls with bright cloth covers where merchants have set up to sell their wares to the tournament goers. There are stands with stacks of kegs of ale and mead and wine, even more exotic beverages. There are those selling food of many varied types,
You see a large red-headed Keswinic man shouting the virtues of his turtle soup and roast rabbit. There is a fawn selling Highland cheese and honey. There are merchants hawking trinkets and baubles of all sorts. There are booths where you can get your hair braided, your face painted. There are a couple other games going on as well. Looks like off the books, kind of impromptu things where circles of gamblers gather about for mud matches of tug of war, log chopping competitions, wooden sword fencing, drinking. And you walk about. Do you do anything interesting as you peruse the grounds?
Sounds like a Renfest.
Basically, except this is the genuine article.
It's just a fest.
It's just a
Just
fest. A tournament fest.
I look prominently on Tinkerbell.
Yep, you trot up and you notice, there's a good amount of glances coming your way and towards your party in general as you all ride up, except for Fabian at the back, and his little cart. Just come bring up the rear.
Brought the cart with us.
Did you bring the
Cart with us.
Um,
I assumed we walked.
If you wanted to leave it behind, you certainly could have.
We left the cart and Fabian behind, but I would have ridden Tinkerbell.
Certainly, you are
as
not
a
on
road
Tinkerbell
walk.
with their fine saddle.
Escorted
We can say you left Fabian and the cart behind.
the Tinkerbell bus, short bus Tinkerbell, flanking on each side.
Yes. You walk through. And you see...
And I'm the douchebag.
So what do we do now? Like, how do we enter this thing?
I have no idea. We need to find the
Pretty spot on to just
Let's look for an information booth.
walk up to random people and be the unplanning prince's.
Surely there's some sort of people in charge. Is there anyone sitting over behind a thing?
Entries aren't all sealed already.
Make a perception check if you walk around looking for something that might help you out here.
8.
Oh, not 20.
24.
Hey.
Yeah, between your two rolls, you easily notice that there is a particularly large pavilion off to just behind the stands on this side. It's definitely more official looking. There are several banners that hang from it with that sigil of the bow and arrow on the green. What do you do?
Reckon perhaps my herald should go.
All right, we'll go up, dismount, and I'll walk in first. And we'll ask them what it takes to enter or something like that, I guess.
Just said that Worth would like to enter.
All right.
See what they say. Inform them rather than ask.
Inform them.
While you trod up to this huge pavilion, dismount. Wareth goes in Brecken goes in first. You guys kind of follow in after. It's this wide, it's just very expansive, nice, cool area under here. There are couches and carpets laid about. There's some space to relax and such. But in the back there is a large desk, and behind it is sat a female dwarf. She's stout, of course. Lots of jewelry, fancy earrings and necklace. She looks up. Good day. Can I help you?
Ah, yes. We are here on behalf of Wareth, Weltsian Aranon, the Royal Wareth. He would like to enter into the archery competition today.
Well, have you the money for the buy-in?
Yes, of course. And how much is that then?
500 gold for a buy-in.
Oh.
I don't. Are you all certain that you're all royals? You're recoiling at 500 gold?
We of course have the gold.
You get your buy-in back with the rest of your price. It's just we have to make sure not just anyone can enter this competition, you understand?
I hand my coin purse to.
Sorry, here you are.
First prize is 1,000 gold. Second prize, 800. Third prize, 400. Are you familiar with the rules and with the procedures? Haven't seen you here before, so I think you perhaps are not.
Maybe a refresher, no?
I would like to speak with you. Point at you. Come forth if you're going to be the competitor.
I am.
All right. She opens a logbook, begins to write down. Name again.
Zaborth Walton.
Right. What title would you like to be announced by at the tournament when you are introduced? Some like to pick something flashy.
His Royal Majesty
There's
of Mendar.
Majesty of Arthur. All right. No. The tourney will start in about an hour. I encourage you to go and meet some of your fellow contestants beforehand, and also so the rules again. We can start like the rules. The tournament consists of 4 rounds and 3 sections: crossbow, shortbow, longbow. For shortbow and longbow, the target ranges are 40, 60, and 80 feet. For a longbow, or for shortbow and crossbow, those are the ranges. For longbow, the ranges are 40, 60, and 100. There are 3 main rounds, and then the 4th is a round between the winners of the 3 types, of the 3 bow types. I won't tell you exactly all the particulars of it, as your character will learn that as you get there. But basically, there will be 3 targets per round. You get points based on which ring you hit on each target. And there will be various conditions for each round, increasing in difficulty, of course. So, she relates all this to you. Anything else you need to know? I think that should be it. We've got the purse, alright. I will be announced with the crossbow.
Yes.
Certainly. Next coming out in the staging area, you'll meet probably some of your other contestants. Go on, go on. Amazing. Continues writing the book, doesn't even notice.
I look snooty as I leave, as I walk away.
She does not notice.
Come on.
Nose in the book.
So is it he's going to compete with the longbow, a shortbow, and a crossbow
He will compete in the crossbow section.
section?
There is a group of competitors for each, and whoever is the winner of all 3 rounds will go on to the final round, which will be a contest between the winner of each section. So the crossbow winner, the longbow winner, and the shortbow winner will all do the 4th challenge.
Gotcha. I understand.
Krista has a short bow, right?
Not on her, but she owns one. Or does she own it?
She's not as vehemently proficient.
No, I mean I could use it if I needed to.
She does not have it with her.
Okay.
It's nothing special either.
Right? So,
You think that there's someone dropping 1,500 gold to fight or to shoot in all 3?
No.
Especially after he already
So
spent
you-
1,000 gold on his.
Crossbow. I was
Well, I'm just
anticipating
meaning
something.
if there is just someone
Oh.
who's like,
Oh,
I'm gonna-
probably.
I'm going to win all 3, and then I'm gonna shoot against myself in the 3rd.
you didn't ask her if there were any rules about that kind of thing. So you exit and make your way to the staging area behind the other side of the stands. Where there are a few tents set up, smaller, and you see a good amount of folk back there. Some stringing bows. Some stringing bows, getting their ammunition ready. and or drinking, or just playing music, smoking, doing whatever gets them hyped up for competition. What do you do?
How long until the competition?
She said about an hour. Do you want to make perception checks as you head back there to see what you see, notice what you notice?
I would like to see if there's any seekers here. Or hawks
You may.
with freaky people. 23.
Freaky people. Certainly no seekers, and you don't notice any hawks right now. Anybody else checking on anything?
Yes.
Checking the surroundings?
I am a good bodyguard
Yes.
with
Boo
my
boo.
7.
Not one.
You two don't notice a lot. I mean, you basically you see what's around though. You notice some of the people sitting around. There's you notice a tall, spindly half elf with a long lute. Just kind of. There is a human with a bald head and a gray beard who's got some leather harness on. You see several others. A human with dark skin. It looks like a golden islander. There's a big Goliath. There is a stocky Highland fawn. And a few others around. Those are the most noticeable ones. So you're just kind of there standing in a group in the middle of this staging area, and you kind of get all the looks.
That's are there like tables set up for like people selling things and
In this
food?
area, you're not quite in the
Oh,
merchants or purveyors of anything area. This is where everyone's kind of setting up, getting ready for the tournament.
I go over and find a spot to set up and fiddle with my bow.
Sure, there are actually, there are a few tables where people are sitting. You kind of head over in the general direction of one of these tents. You sit down, begin to kind of fiddle with your bow a little bit. You see this minstrel type. The half elf. Tall, spindly, he has dusky skin and brown hair. A white silk cravat billows from his forest green coat, embroidered with ivy designs and cloth of gold, fastened with bright buttons. He wears tall black boots with a slight point at the toe tips. See, he's doing a couple of practice draws with a short bow in between strumming the lute. Good day to you.
Good day, sir.
Are you going to compete at the archery competition?
I am going to compete in the crossbow event.
Crossbow. I mean the short bow. What is your name, friend?
I am Prince Worth Welsian Erleron.
I am Bertio,
A
wandering minstrel at the steps of the Tsar.
indignant that he shook hands with Warth.
Hello, large one.
You watch yourself, da.
Forgive Absolute, she is quite protective of me.
Oh, it is always good to have someone who is protective of you.
I removed my hand from my cloak where he was clutching the sword blade.
Alright. I mean, no harm. So, you think you're going to win today?
Well, I would almost guarantee it. I am quite a skilled archer.
I see you in round 4 then. I am also going to win. And then I'll win round 4, of course.
We shall see.
What will you do with the money if you were to win, which you will not?
Oh, well, when I win, the money will simply go into holdings. I shall possibly invest it in industries here and there.
Boring. I am going to open a tavern. I'll call it.
A tavern.
I will call it the Sexy Inn,
Oh,
where everything is so sexy. The food, the drink, the girls, the boys, the music, the chairs. Everything is just so sexy. You know, like almost too sexy, but not quite. Just toes the line. The Sexy Inn. Going to be great. When I win, you can come and visit.
You can
Well-
do that for 1,000 gold. Sorry, Warth.
I will begin to my endeavors to open the Sexy Inn.
an inn is so common, so pedestrian.
I prefer to retire to my chateau. Where I will have,
I don't go to. I know what my dream is.
well, you follow your dream, wherever that plain, boring dream leads
I
you.
shall when I win. You may visit the sexy inn in La Ville Rose.
He's a good poet.
Just everything so sexy. He eventually makes his way off. As you all mill around, you meet another.
I don't really know what a chateau is.
It's castle. Well,
Okay.
it's the French word for castle.
Okay.
It can mean
Sounded
various-
right.
It can mean various things.
I was thinking like a villa or something.
It can be a villa or a large home or something. But you meet an older human. He's an older man with a bald head, a grey beard. You see the leather harness on. It's sleeveless, and he's got a nice white shirt on under with black pinstripes. Looks like he's dusted it off to dress up for the occasion. He wears a red half cape over one shoulder. He's kind of a rugged ranger type, but he cleans up pretty well. Talks to you. Good day.
Hello.
You're Canadian today. Shortbow. Crossbow, sorry.
Crossbow. Yes.
I'm from Longbow.
What is your name?
I know, my name's Alfstan. Of Wolfgard.
Wolfgard.
Yes, certainly.
Spend time in Wolfgard.
Anyway, you look like you're quite high up. You know.
Oh, I don't want to toot my own horn, but yes, I'm a minor nobleman and prince in Athmendek. I'm Prince Wold. Zaborth was your name. I've been to Wolfgard myself a few times. I met King Stanwick. He's very, always, what was his name, right?
King Edward.
Where did I hit mine?
Stanmore.
Ah, Stanley, yeah. Get my campaigns mixed up. You
You're
know what I
watching
mean.
YouTube.
There's very good carnival music that I've been.
Oh, okay.
trying
Find
to find.
pull some carnival music out.
I've been trying to find, and it's like I'm not watching YouTube. I have this like amazing carnival music that I've been
Okay, go ahead and find it.
trying to find. I think I found it.
Don't make me maim Absolus.
I know. I'm
kidding.
sorry. I'm being like all scatterbrained because I'm like, it's here somewhere.
Oh, we're gonna take a pee break. You can find some carnival music,
Dang
which
carnies.
is a good idea. Well, certainly hope to see you in the fourth round then.
You shall.
I'm going to take the winnings today and retire to the Arok Mountains with my wife.
Oh,
My favorite place in the world.
it's a beautiful area. Well, good luck to you.
As well. You notice sitting nearby the Highland Fawn. He's kind of shooting glances in your direction.
Is it you?
It's not Bew. You see, he's a young male fawn. He's stocky, strong-looking. His antlers are pretty robust for the season. He's almost completely nude, of course, but for a belt from which his quiver hangs.
They're glued on. He should have lost them.
Well, they're for the season. They're going back in, but like pretty dang
I
fast.
gotcha. He has high testosterone.
He's and he's got a long, bright cyan horn tassel from each. He looks kind of jittery and a bit kind of unsure of himself there, but he kind of keeps dashing, can't glance over at you.
Kind of Overwatch.
Starts dashing glances at you, fiddling with his longbow.
I'll walk over there.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm fine, and yourself?
Okay.
This beautiful bow you have.
It is very nice. Yes, very nice longbow from the Highlands.
You competing in the tournament?
Yeah. My name is Brabiok.
What lodge?
And Fursa.
Fursa.
Do you know the funds?
I know of Fons. I am from Kezuin myself. I know of Phonic culture and what questions to ask.
You know about the war?
I've heard about the war.
If I win, I'm going to go to the Highlands and join the war for myself, for my homeland.
And if you lose?
I'll just keep trying at other places, I suppose.
And you need the money for what reason? To go back to war?
For passage and things like that.
Oh, that's...
Takes a little bit of goat. I'm nervous, and I'm worried about someone up there.
Oh.
Well, there's this girl, you see.
Of course, there's always a girl.
That's not right. She's been called off to war. She is a young, fine girl. She grew up in the next village over. Her name was Rayvel. She doesn't even know who I am.
They never do.
But I'm worried. Rayvel.
From what lodge?
And this.
I knew it.
What do you mean you knew it? She
You
doesn't
would pull
even-
something like that.
She doesn't even know who I am, but I'm very worried. And you know what? That makes the heart ache.
Well,
Kill him. He's not good enough for my sister.
You guys, you are acting a little bit strangely.
No, it's nothing at all, I'm sure. I'm positive that she's fine.
Do you mean? Do you know this person is on talking? Do you
I know people all over the world in my business, my dealings as foreign dignitary.
You're a dignitary. Can you clarify that okay?
No,
Okay.
but I'm sure she's well taken care of.
Okay, well, I'm hoping to find out when I get some money to back and join the war myself.
Beat this fool. Don't let him go
War-
date my sister.
Warith is going to send a message to Bu saying, watch out for a fawn named, what was his name? Rabiok?
He says, well, I hope to see you in the 4th round.
Pat.
Pat, pat.
Cute, fun. Okay, well, off we go.
And Absolus.
Absolus has-
doesn't know Bu's last
Absolute
name.
has
so-
no idea.
so-
Very interesting,
Oh,
though.
that is so sweet.
Oh, so sweet.
All right. The time comes.
That was great.
You hear a booming voice. Can you turn that down a couple notches?
Yeah.
You hear a booming voice coming from the head of that.
Rehearsal place?
There's a little platform. A little platform at the front of this, where you see stands an orc. It's a little like a sort of a balcony. That whole stand is about 10 feet high, and then this little platform jets out. Welcome, esteemed guests. This orc, his voice booms also naturally loud. He wears bright armor and a green tabard emblazoned with that that bow and arrow. Waves the hand to everyone. Welcome to the 125th annual prowess in archery competition. Who is the finest bow handler in all of Atrea? Today one of you shall claim that title. Before we begin, allow me to introduce the generous patrons of our great tournament. The Crown Prince of Atrea, Jean-Paul Lefay. And a man rises, bows. And you see this man, not currently wearing the armor or the sword or the shield, but he's a younger fellow with dark hair and a noble bearing. Jean-Paul Lefay. The lady, Gloria Lefay. Beside him, his wife stands, a
beautiful blonde-haired Ashray woman.
And the 5 young princes, Théodore, Timothée, Patrice, Benjamin, and Jean-Marc.
And these 5 little boys, ranging from like 12 to 4 in age, stand up. All mirrors of their father and mother's beauty. They sit once again.
And, of course, the Master Justiciar of Vincent, le Haut Capitaine, Mélodie Bonnet.
And standing up is a woman who's you can't really see much of her from where you are, but she's got, you see, red hair. She wears a dress that just comes down just below the shoulders. You see she has some tattoos, especially along the left. Wears several very interesting fine jewelry. That's really all you can see from here. She waves to the crowd and sits.
He says, now, without further ado, let us introduce the competitors for the first round.
He goes through several of the longbow competitors, several of the shortbow competitors, and with Worth,
The crossbow section. Agnoth, Fist of the Mountains.
you see this huge 9-foot tall Goliath. His full body tattoos swirling crimson patterns. He's bare-chested, wears simple trousers and a thick belt with a bandolier.
And he brandishes this huge crossbow, this big heavy crossbow. Just kinda pops it. Yeah.
Das Uberbow.
I will take the day. And he says, Omija, Shark of the Golden Isles.
You see him stepping up, a human woman with dark black skin, head shaved on the sides and a single dreadlocked shock of hair running down her back, head to mid-back. She wears a beautiful robe of a shimmering gray silk-like material that kind of knife points at the knees. You see these cuffed ankle-height boots of a dark suede material with blue stitching. And she demurely waves to the crowd, presents her very nice crossbow, just like similar to yours, but with a more of a decorative, twist to the limbs.
Now, the tournament shall begin. We shall begin with crossbow.
Oh, we're beginning with crossbow?
He says, we shall begin with crossbow.
Okay.
First round.
Before he walks up, I reach into my components pouch, I pull out a small bit of cat's hair, and smear it across his armor, mutter a couple of words of Ryle, and cast Cat's Grace, enhance ability Cat's Grace on Worth.
Guess that hand check.
Hopefully that was good enough. Sleight of hand. 11.
D4.
You have for an
notices.
hour advantage on dex checks. For an hour.
I am assuming that also applies to then, because crossbow is dex based.
Yes, that's why I specifically did Cat's Grace.
Oh, be glad that you did not get caught.
Oh crap!
I was gonna do it while everybody else was like watching the other competitions going on.
You were going, you started with it, and the MC was looking down. That was more important of a role than you realized. All right. But he does not notice. All right. The first round.
First round, still targets. Outer ring, 1 point. Middle ring, 3 points. Bullseye, 5 points. Targets at 40 feet, 60 feet, and 80 feet. There's Worth. Zavwa Fartirelenan. You go first.
I nod my head.
All right.
And I walk to
So
the place I stand.
each of these targets has 3 different rings. Add a different AC for each ring, increasing in difficulty as you get farther away.
Your first shot. Closest target. When ready.
$27.
No advantage.
Oh yeah.
Oh, with advantage.
I can't bless you also.
You can't do better.
28.
For the first one, you line and crossbow. Straight bullseye.
I smile. But not too much because it's expected.
That's expected.
Second shot. That is 5 points. 60 feet.
Total of 20.
With advantage.
22.
Second target. Aim and you bullseye it.
A little smirk.
Smirky boy.
The third target. 80 feet. Shot.
First roll was 16. 18.
Middle ring.
Almost perfect.
I bet if you did those in reverse order, the 18 and the 22 and then the 27, you would have gotten it.
Yeah, can
You had
do
all
it
the
in
components
reverse?
just in the
Wrong
wrong
order.
Can you do
order.
it in reverse order? Ah!
Can you shot at the 80 first?
Oh, 40, then 60, then 80.
Fine.
Scoring a total of 13 points for the first round.
Woo!
Your competitors will go Umija and Agnoth.
Amnesia, was that her name?
Umija.
I've already forgotten.
Umija.
I thought you said amnesia. That would be funny.
Did you catch my joke?
You see Umija go up there. First shot.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
The first shot misses completely.
I get
Hey.
it now.
Second shot. She looses. Oh, that's not 20.
Hey.
She bullseyes the second target
She missed the first one though.
for 5 points. Third target.
Third shot.
Boom goes the bolt. It's a bullseye.
How did she miss at 40 and hit at 80?
Bowman's misfunctions, malfunctions.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it just kind of went wide the first one, but she bullseyes straight 2 and 3.
You're still ahead.
Yeah, for me.
Now Agnoth, with his huge crossbow, steps up. First shot. Middle ring.
Second one. He takes aim.
Second shot.
Bullseyes the second one.
Where did you get the first one? Who blows that?
He middle ringed it. And third.
Third shot.
Can't beat me. You can
Can tie.
He bullseyes the third one too.
Yeah.
Tying you.
Yes.
Alright, in first round, Zavras 13 points. Umija 10 points. Agnoth 13 points. Round 2.
Why's my pen running out of ink? Dang it.
No, your ink is running out of pen.
I've got a second pen actually. That's a nice pen.
What was the third dude's name?
What's that?
Agnos.
Agnoth. The Goliath. Alright, we're at 13 points. 10 points for 13 points. Second round. And a few minutes are taken where the targets are now arranged on small tracks. They are set down. And you see on either side there is a gnome who now begins wheeling the targets with cranks. The targets are moving for round 2. Round 2, moving targets. Outer ring, 3 points. Middle ring, 5 points. Bullseye, 7 points. Zalvarth. Begin. Shot 1. 40 feet.
Fail me now.
You have advantage. You sly bastard.
Failed.
Sly.
16.
That's the close one, so it's still a bullseye.
Yay!
That's 7 points.
7 points for.
Oh, wait,
For a bullseye, yeah, that's what he said.
I thought it was 5 points. For
Oh, wait.
No.
No,
Second round, outer, middle 5 points, bullseye 7 points.
Gotcha.
It
Okay.
goes up by 2 each time.
Sorry, you're all good.
So you are 20 points. 60 foot, second shot.
24 for that one. What the first one?
Bullseye.
Yeah, 24.
7 more as you loose the bullet at the 60 foot target and nail it. Third shot, 80 feet.
27.
Was that?
Bullseye it. So you go down the line. Bullseye, bullseye, bullseye.
I may have called you a short bus earlier, but I sure made you look like a boss this game.
Umisha steps up. First target. First target. 40 feet. 21. So bullseye.
Still can't beat you because you got 3 bullseyes.
Can tie.
Second shot.
But she was already behind.
As the targets are cranked along back and forth, you and her deftly weave shots. The second one. It's gonna outer ring.
So that would be 3 points.
Correct. Second round. Yeah, 3 points.
This goes up by 2.
Yep.
Goes up by 2.
Third shot. Middle ring. With Umisha with a total of 24 points. And last, Agnoth. First shot, 40 feet. He's a miss. So Agnoth's first shot, he tries to track it, goes, and it just bounces off the very edge and cascades off into the distance. Agnoth lines the second shot. Second shot, 60 feet. Agnoth misses again. This one worse. A complete as he just aims too far behind the target as it's being cranked by the gnomes left. Oh, Agnoth. Yay!
Is he yelling at the gnomes?
God, you're not moving at him. You're not moving at my aphid pipe. Outer ring's the third one. So it is Zavolis with 34 points, Umisha with 24, and Agnoth with 16.
He got a 3 on his last. Got a ring. Yeah, you said that.
Third round.
Fight.
And before this one, the orc jumps down. It lands just behind there. Competitor, stand at your ready. You stand, line up. They are continuing to move, and you hear a as behind you, the orc moves his hands, and all of a sudden, the whole field is filled with this fog cloud. As on each hand, he has a ring slightly lighting, just slightly glowing, as a fog cloud envelops the entire area.
I'm not drawing fog.
This is not a disadvantage, so straight rolls for you.
Oh!
Was first shot. 5 outer ring, 5 points. Middle ring, 7 points. Bullseye, 9 points. First shot, 40 feet.
Mm, 18.
At the 40 foot,
Yeah, that
18,
should-
the bullseyes it. That's 9 points. Second shot, 60 feet.
26.
You bullseye the second one.
I'm so nervous.
Oh, me too. I already broke. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
80 feet. Third shot.
26.
I mean, these DCs were high, but I guess they weren't high enough.
I think I got lucky. I'm just, don't have to make them higher next time.
There's a +9 to hit.
Yeah.
With
That was so near perfect.
You one shot.
effortlessly tracking through the fog. You all 3 straight bullseyes. You hear the orc go. Umija, step up.
Uncanny ability.
We already know you won, but by how much?
She still bullseyes. This one.
Second one or the first one?
The first 40-foot shot. Second.
Natural one James actually won real well.
She misses the second one, sailing it over in the fog. Third shot, 80 feet. Middle ring. Umijab is 40 points. Agnoth. With 16 points. First shot. Bullseye. Second shot. Outer ring. Third shot. 80 feet. Misses. This one just it sticks in the very outside of the target, which doesn't avoid any points. At the end of the round, we have Zavworth 61 points. Umija 40 points. Agnoth 30 points. Well fought. Zavworth Valkshanadanon is the champion.
Hold up the bow.
Now, shortbow. We won't go through every roll for everyone, but to determine winners.
Is it gonna be sexy and man?
Maybe. How long do each rounds roughly last?
Like in time, like each round or each phase.
The whole of longbows, from when he stepped up to when he got down.
Through for all the contestants to do all their shots through all 3 rounds, nearly an hour.
How long does the thing last?
1 hour.
It lasts just long enough for you to get all your shots off.
In the last round?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said nearly an hour for all of them, so.
I'm concentrating on this and not dropping it for this reason, and just kind of like...
It is Sexy
Watch out,
Elf
watch out.
Man. Bertio is the winner of the short bow.
Bertio.
Oh, he Sexy and Man won?
Yep.
Dang it.
I had a lot of NPCs for this. And Brabiok wins Halwin's longbow.
Oh, the other guy we talked to?
Just barely edging out Alfstan.
Views
We all
future brother-in-law.
I should message you.
Absolute has...
Absolutely no. Brabiok.
Alright, he? Do you know them very well? I think you just met him.
4th round. We shall do things differently.
Differently? These are all strength-based rolls now.
The moves the targets away, the gnomes move them away.
Goodbye, gnomes.
You just got erased from existence.
And instead, bits of bales of hay to use as, well, they look like a cover
Interesting.
are set up.
Are you fighting each other?
I think things are gonna pop up and we'll have to shoot. It'll be whack-a-mole but with bow and arrow.
And you watch as the orc in the armor slowly strides out until he reaches all the way over here. And his voice booms out. You're being provided with special ammunition. Blunted arrows.
Maybe you're right.
Stop me before I get to you.
Okay then.
Do you want a mini
Yes.
to run towards him? Do
And,
you want this to be the mini, or do you want this to be the mini?
this one's fine. And let's put some more hexagons.
Stop me before I get to you.
That's enough hexagons.
But they are indeed the best of guns. Ah!
The rules? You cannot move, but I can.
Ah!
Hey.
And you see he takes out a mace
Tomato basil soup.
and a shield. This big, like, cleric orc
How many times?
facing down here.
How many times do you gotta hit him?
You'll see. Basically, he has a certain pool of HP, which you must exhaust with the blunted arrows, which you are now handed by one of the gnomes. Quiver.
You want to know what's nasty about this?
Huh.
Since he has advantage on dexterity checks, he technically, as a rogue, gets sneak attack on every single shot.
He does. This is correct.
Because he has advantage.
His sneak attack. Once after his round went 2 more hours, you recasting this?
Is it 2 more hours?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
so
an hour per.
his round took about an hour. Short bow took about an hour. Long bow took about.
I got you. Okay. I thought it was like
Are you going to take the chance to recast it?
the entirety of this competition.
Oh
was
no,
an
no,
hour.
per phase, about an hour.
So it would be
though.
in between, right before it gets to round 4. I'm assuming we could have a quiet moment where it's not as like in the public eye, where I could do another recasting of this, right before Worth goes up.
Look, while I was waiting for the other...
Yeah, I mean, you
I was
easily,
with
yeah,
you.
you would easily be able to
Can I?
hang around.
Is that going to be like a thing to get
crossing paths where we can do the where I can inject him with the stim juice in the Olympics?
Wouldn't I have gone and waited with them while the other people did their thing?
Yeah, you would have. I mean, there is no reason why you wouldn't have
And
been able to
maybe
sneak
I
away
would
and
have
and do this thing.
stood behind Mirwin.
Honestly, there's no reason that you wouldn't have been able to sneak away and just do this
Okay.
and do the big cheat.
You did so good for it.
Thank you.
You know, like there's something on you.
All
I'm
right.
gonna role play it out real quick.
Yeah, I kind of got that with the cat hair. I
That.
think I'm allergic to it.
Do you want to stand on your own 2 feet on this last one, or?
I have no desire to do that.
I look around to make sure that we're not being watched for stimming.
I also look around.
Perception checker.
28.
20.
Yeah, you don't see anybody around.
Ah. Then right before, so that it's an hour cast, he has an hour. I'll take out the piece of Komatval, and the strands of fur, and touch and mutter the passage from the Traveler Trial.
Okay.
And cast again, Cat's Grace.
The orc.
I'm just some of the flavor text on Cat's Grace. It also doesn't take damage from falling 20 feet or less, and if it is incapacitated. So if you feel like falling 20 feet or something like that.
Okay.
Thanks. I also have feather falling.
We begin. He shouts. Roll initiative.
I want to make sure before I break this whole encounter that sneak attack happens.
Yeah, make sure of that. Pretty sure you're correct.
Well, my sneak attack thing says anytime I have advantage.
I think that's correct.
Once per turn.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
so
yeah.
basically your one attack. To the
Once per turn, when you do damage to a creature you hit with an attack, and if you have advantage on the roll, the attack must use finesse or a ranged weapon.
Yes, he absolutely has sneak. Okay.
So yes,
And as long as you don't have...
on the first attack
I only have one attack.
Per turn.
per turn.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. Then yeah. But if you get like a natural 20 and it fires again, you don't get sneak on the second one.
Initiative.
12.
Natural 20.
Figures.
Okay. Orc goes. He's gonna have a limited amount of movement per turn, so he can just like dash in 2 turns. But he can dash in about 3. But first thing he's gonna do is he's going to cover behind the first hay bale.
Is that plus 5 to the AC? That's gonna be tough.
Half cover. Actually, that's too many. I only meant to have like 3 covers there. Can you take out the 2 middle, that one, and that one? Yes.
I'm going to shoot him.
All right. Let's crossbow. Make an attack roll.
It's 25. I guess I'll try it.
Get an advantage just in case it's a natural 20.
Yeah, let's see, 10. So 25.
25 misses.
What?
Oh.
How am I supposed to do
My
this?
man's is in cover. Hey, you rolled like 28, 29 for every roll.
I said I got lucky.
What's your competition? All right. He hears the bolt sail by.
Dangerously
Into the other one.
close.
5, 10, 20, 25, 30. That's as far as you can get. No cover? Make your attack roll.
Yeah, I'm watching me roll. 28.
28 hits.
with
Okay, yeah.
just in
with-
case of a crit.
Nope.
Alright, roll damage.
That's 13 regular damage.
Ooh.
And a billion sneak attack.
20. Sneak attack damage. So that's what?
You got him.
Like, that's all his hit points?
Yep.
Yay!
You basically had one shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if he
The
rolled again,
next
he's gonna hit
turn,
me.
he was gonna get to you and put mace to your head and not hit you, but be like, you lost.
You are dead.
But yes, you got him. You get a bang, you ring his bell. Oh! Went down.
Thank you.
The next one, I'm not gonna march him around. I will simply make basically a percentile dice to see if he wins.
What was the threshold for what was his HP pool for that?
30.
30? If I didn't
That
have
seems nearly impossible
it
without sneak attack.
does.
I figured you might get sneak somehow.
You sneaky
Because
bastard.
you're a sneaky bastard. And you did, so it all worked out.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Bertio, sexy and man,
Shoot.
fails. The orc gets up to him and ha! I would have killed you. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, who would open it sexy in?
I look at him and just kind of point and smile.
That's what he's gonna go fund his sexy in.
And
Wouldn't fall.
Brabiok defeats the orc.
Ah,
Hey.
You are bang. Well done, longbow. We have 2 here. Sudden death round.
no.
100-foot targets. Whoever gets the first bullseye wins first prize.
He's a fun, yeah. It's just funny seeing Beal.
1 target for each. 100 feet.
10, 20.
Which is disadvantage for crossbows. Or disadvantage for crossbow. And for, shortbow. Shortbow can...
Do you short bow or a long
I
bow?
think shortbow is less.
Shortbow is 80 as well.
He has a long bow. The fawn has a long bow.
Fawn is longbow, which is 120 feet. So he's not at disadvantage.
100 feet over here.
But you had advantage.
Yeah,
so
so it's even.
so it's even.
It's gonna come down to
Luck.
exact even if it hasn't worn off by now.
The other 2
There were
went-
only 2 of us, so there weren't.
there were 3 of you.
All 3.
But
I bet those rounds seem like they went pretty fast.
Yeah, I was
But
about.
Yeah.
GM's
I was about to
discretion.
say they didn't take as long.
GM's discretion.
You've got a little bit of time left.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
I would say if you do multiple shots, it's not going to last through all of them.
Okay.
First shot, 100 feet. Shoot!
Straight roll, buddy boy.
16.
I mean, you're only one for bullseye, so miss! And you got a 17.
3 missed.
Missed. Second shot.
Total of 20.
That's terrible. Yes. 20. Miss.
Miss. Oh, I have to get a bullseye. Dang it.
Third shot. Of course, natural 20s will still hit, as they always do in my games, but the AC is pretty high.
Okay.
Third shot, 100 feet.
Probably 30.
11.
Miss and miss. Hang.
Oh, how many more shots?
Shut up.
He said first. Oh,
I know,
this
I
was your
mean-
third shot. You have one more shot with,
Oh,
with this on it.
absolutely. There's like
Shot.
28.
22. You got it. Bullseye this thing. 100 feet. Ooh.
Is he there next to me?
Yeah.
I walk up to him and whisper in his ear. I know someone from this. The girl is still alive. She's still alive. Don't tell anyone I told you this.
Okay, can you tell her hi for me?
Probably not. I mean,
Oh, she wouldn't know who I am, that's right. Well, don't tell her anything then, but I will go and I will use my second breast to maybe go and to join the war, and then she will know me, and then she will love me.
Yeah, good luck with that. Her brother's gonna kill you or try anything.
Oh.
But good luck.
Okay.
But brother, you, yeah.
Congratulations! First prize of the Prize in Archery competition goes to Zaphod Francinellinon! Second prize
Yay.
to Brabiok. To Brabiok. And Brabiok in Fursa. And third prize to Bertio. The wandering minstrel of the steppes of Essa.
How much money do I win back?
To ours goes. Well, I mean, you get your
500
You
back.
get your deposit back,
Okay.
Deposit.
Oh.
basically. To wife goes 1,000 crowns. To Brabiok goes 800 crowns. To Bertio goes 400 crowns.
So you're back to where you were before you.
Basically, you got a free upgraded crossbow.
Yeah.
Crossbow.
Well, I mean, free minus all that stress and anxiety.
And you look up the stands, and you are receiving a standing ovation, including those in the large box of royals up there. Stand and applaud.
Any hinky business in the
Are you using anything? Are you going good?
just looking. Oh,
Or perception check?
that would probably be a good thing to do.
With your, your whatever, with our understanding of how evil and good works.
Yes, it is a.
This type of that type of energy.
Can't believe it.
That would actually be very good to do. I was just gonna look over them, but I do have a thing somewhere where I can look at people and say, "I want to look at you." I can find
I
it.
want to look at you, babe.
Divine sense. As an action, you can detect good and evil. It doesn't say anything, but I'd like to use that. Yeah.
There's no more text with it?
You can sense, until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or another location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
So we'll go with the energy of those things like we talked about.
Yeah.
So, where exactly are you in relation to the stands and the large stand?
If
You couldn't be on the field. With
no, I would assume that we would be entering and exiting from the sides
Yes, yes, exactly.
here. Standing at the wings, being protector, looking up into the stands, just kind of like glancing across, and then taking the symbol of, or the piece of comet felt, and rubbing up on my thumb towards the edge, and with that, just kind of like using that as a sensor over the crowd in the nicer booth.
You stretch out with your senses to detect any of these extreme alignments 60 feet. And you get some sort of so this doesn't give you the exact location of anything, it's just kind of
You know the location of.
I would say you have a general location.
Sure, it's crowded.
You get some kind of chaotic Fey-like energy, almost like a interesting. I want to say trickstery, kind of chaotic, almost fun energy from where you stand right now in this circumstance. From somewhere up in the booth, it's strong enough that it registers with your sense here, but you don't really sense. You sense that there are some good people, maybe some mixed emotions, but that's kind of a bright spot you get. Now, they announce the end, and some of the royal and more nobility begin to be ushered out the back.
and 2 large carriages. Many of the commoners who were in attendance need to filter out. But as you all stand around there in kind of the staging area outside, someone approaches you excitedly. You see a woman. She looks a bit like this. She
Like a punk Ariel.
strolls up to you. Excitedly. You can almost immediately tell this was the source of the excited energy you got. Bravo, vous les champions! I'm Melody Bonnet.
Pleasure to meet you.
To you also. I am the Master Justicia of Vincent. She is about.
Translate languages.
She is about.
She's
The Master Justicia of Vincent.
Master something.
The Justiciar.
Yeah, that's specifically the word
Oh,
that
okay.
I think all of us
We don't
are.
know what that
Well, you'll find out in a second.
Translate! Translate!
means.
It's not even an Antrian word. She looks young for the high position that she's listed. She's perhaps about 25 years old. She's a human with bright copper red hair, highlighted with 2 blue streaks, one on each side. She wears makeup around her eyes, nearly matching her hair color, and wonderfully contrasting her blue eyes. She has a series of matching earrings in each ear, in the shape of what look like small gears. Upon her left arm, and shoulder as well, you see several tattoos of interlocking gears. She says, I am Melody Bonnet, Master Justicia of Vaso. Ooh, fancy titles. It just means basically that I organize the city guard. It's a lot less interesting than it sounds, you know. A lot of paperwork. But anywho, I would just love to have you to my villa to have some drinks. Because I love the archery competition. I come to this like every year.
Well, that sounds
Would you oblige me?
positively lovely.
Observe well. It is lovely to meet you. You did it.
Why, thank you.
Just shut after shut. Ah, just so fine. You just do right in the middle of those things.
Wow. Practice makes perfect.
So, you will come to my villa outside the town tonight?
Of course, I see one.
Join me? Okay.
How can I
Okay,
say
just a little drink with friends, you know, kind of casual like. Bring guests if you wish, family, friends. I open my home to you, le champion. She seems like she's got this energy, this scatterbrained, kind of bubbly. Like, where are you staying? Where are you staying? I will have a carriage pick you up at 7 o'clock tonight.
We're staying at the
Rockenhound.
Rockenhound.
Oh, the Rockenhound Fanny. My carriage will pick you and any of your guests up tonight, 7 o'clock, and we'll bring you to my villa. We will have drinks and little breads with little cheese and stuff on them. It will be.
I would be honored.
Salut, à bientôt. She strolls off.
I got the chaotic sense of her.
Yeah, me too.
We will be careful.
Okay.
And the
that's
tournament
good.
grounds continue to clear.
Let's get out of here, I guess.
Brecken and Murin, or Brecken and Vissa are waiting not far away. Vissa comes up and gives you a hug.
Yes.
All the shooting. And even shot the arc. I thought he was going to get united with the best.
Ha! I was ready to shoot him.
You did. Good job.
Firebolt on him.
Well done, Bart. Okay, you did it. So you will not the prize going back your money.
Yes, thank God. That could have been bad.
You almost lost like a lot of gold. So what was that all about?
Oh, we were invited to her villa for a dinner party this evening.
She seemed rather vivacious.
Yes, she was, wasn't she?
Who's she?
I have no idea. It's organizer of the town guard or something, master of
Master Justiciar.
That's the one.
Yes. Nothing.
What does that mean?
Which means she's kind of in charge of organising the city guard.
Okay then.
She doesn't do like action like the captain of the guard.
No, but
She
she's
just-
the administrator.
She moves things around on the board, basically.
So she's a strategist.
I mean, I suppose. This is good, right? Like, this is really good, isn't it?
Yes. I just hope she's not. If she's the sort of person who's always thinking ahead, and if by chance she could be involved with the people that are trying to keep things from her, that would be very bad. But,
Well, as always, we'll keep our heads and keep those.
yes. Assuming she's not involved, then yes, this is very good.
Well, I mean, this we were kind of looking for a foot in the door, weren't we?
Yes, this is it, I believe.
Good job of winning then. Put it back to square one.
So on the plus side, we all get to keep up this act. Ha ha!
Oh, we do, don't we?
I am enjoying my role of being big, burly armed guard.
Isn't that what you did already?
No, I was a follower of Raoul Ryle and spreading glory. I protected that. But this is a different line of work. It's like a mercenary. I like that.
What, so when are we going? Where is her now?
She's going to send a carriage to the Rook and Hound at 7 p.m.
That's so fancy. So we're going to look at a party at a rich person's house.
Don't forget, don't give anything away.
Of course not. This is going to be so fun. Okay. Well, let's go back and get ready. I'll make myself look nicer. I look pretty nice, but even nicer than this.
I roll my eyes and climb upon Tinkerbell. Drop it.
The rest of you mount up as well. You catch a glimpse of the orc MC who's kind of waving at you. Gives you a nod. And you are handed your purse by an attendant as you ride off. You make your way back to the Rook and Hound. What do you do? It is by this point, it's probably about 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Clean up.
You clean the sweat, do a little, maybe bathe a little bit, just towel off, make yourself look nicer.
Comb my
Your what?
I comb my unicorn cloak.
Oh, and the various other hairs
Is
of
that what they're calling it these days?
just in case.
If he's in his room,
Yes.
Absolute is going to break away from the group and knock on Worth's door. What if?
Yes.
We want to talk.
Okay. I unhook the door. Let her in.
So, good work.
Thank you.
I'll be blunt. I do not think that you could have performed as well without me. And I am entitled to some of that.
Really?
Duh.
You're entitled to your opinion.
I am entitled to my opinion, and I am entitled to some of the gold that you won.
I don't know.
Worth giving up gold.
No, or we could see how well you do in the next fights with ultimate protection. One of two things, you know. Maybe we put it to test. Duh?
Fine, let's put it to test.
Oh, look, guys. This is just the kind of thing.
He's just trying to get me back with the thing with you earlier.
No, Absolute legitimately feels entitled to the gold. This isn't about you.
I guess we'll just see what happens.
Guess we will. And then I'll leave.
Oh man, all right, I like that. All right, you guys are interesting. All right, you leave. Go back to your room, and you guys make yourselves pretty for the evening. 7 o'clock comes. You go downstairs on time, and outside, you see this big carriage drawn by 4 beautiful black horses, black beauty horses, just fantabulously shoed with gold, and the whole carriage just like ebony wood, gold trimmings, and silvery hardware, and a groom gets out, opens the door for you. Voulez-vous, please entrez? You enter.
Yes.
As you all enter this,
Absolute is no longer standing vigil behind Wareth.
you guys have your little beef beginning to go here, but you all step into the carriage. It is a long couch on one side, and both ends. This door on this side is the only exit. There's nice curtains on it, silk velvety curtains. The couches as well are cushioned and soft. It's pretty opulent. You all sit. And about a half hour, 40 minutes go by. They take you north and east of the city. And till last, you look out. And you see that you are coming upon a magnificent villa. A sprawling estate. The carriage is driving up toward this main entrance. There's these Mediterranean spruce just all down the drive. You arrive at the front gates, where 2 more gatemen pull these large iron gates open, and you see up there around these first 2 gates in front, there are these large statues of interlocking gears, like 1, 2, 3 gears of these bronze sculptures. You pass through the gate. And as you walk through, as you are led through this colonnade area, this crescent-shaped middle area, you see there are 4 statues here that are very interesting. They each look a bit like this. Beautifully worked silver, gold statues with what looks like marble carven like robes on them.
Merwin, I do not like these.
It's very interesting.
And it is about halfway up this colonnade when the carriage comes to a stop. You are let out by the groom. And there you see Melody. She rushes up. Good evening, my friends! Come on out, come out. I would love to escort you the rest of the way up to my home. It's dark now. It is dark now. You hear the sound of crickets in the evening. The smell is sweet flowers. It is a beautiful evening. There are lamps lighting up into the soft light this whole entire colonnade and yard. And she says, "Did you find the carriage well? Was it just all you imagined it could be?"
It was very
This
nice.
is like, yeah, that's great. I was going to imagine this is great. So, let us go for drinks.
Of course.
She begins to lead you toward that. Do you have any questions about the house? What do you think of the place? It's not mine.
No. The large statues you have out in front, if you don't mind me asking.
Oh, those. Well, this whole place is my father's house. Well, it was. He passed away a few years ago. These statues. Those were my father's. He was quite the tinkerer, you see. He always dreamed up just weirdest things, the contraptions. He passed his interest on to me, as you can see, and as you begin to go up and enter the first halls of the house, you see here, as draped with all sorts of finery as this area is, curtains and fine couches and tables and hearths. You see also, you will pass also several workbenches with many tools, various gears and bearings and bottles, all the tools of a trade for a tinkerer. She says, as you see, he passed his interests on to me, and now I kind of take up his interests. You see, I'm sure you saw the tattoos, all of that. So my father dreamed of making something that could walk almost like a human, like those things. He called them the Forged. He never made anything like it though. But they were always his dream, and I like the statues very much. He taught me everything that I know. I remember we used to spend hours at these workbenches, just making little toys with gears and sparks, you know. Just lovely for memories. But anyhow, come on, back. She leads you now to the, back through the area you see there, where it opens up to this huge, like, swimming pool. And she leads you back around. It's beautiful, isn't it? Nice blue water. Anyhow, if you want to swim, you can swim.
We can swim.
And flanking the pool in the back, there are two more of those same statues. And she begins to lead you back into one of the main living areas of the house.
We're going past them pretty closely?
Yeah.
Inspection. I want to
Yeah,
look
me
at them
too.
very
Would you like
closely.
stop and take a look at them?
Yes.
It was going to be in passing, but if like everybody else starts to gather around them, stopping detailed inspection.
You guys stop and take a look. She said, "Oh, absolutely! Look at them. They are wonderful."
Come on, Absalom.
My father
Investigation?
made this investigation check.
11.
12.
Like 2.
I mean, they're definitely just. I mean, they're statues. They're made of metal, various different types of metal, and they're very finely weaved with the bits that would be cloth made out of marble draping down. It's beautiful construction and design.
How tall do they stand?
About 8 feet tall. They're just.
But as far as we can tell, they're not actually the Forge.
Oh no!
They're not going to attack us?
Warforged.
I mean, you definitely can tell that they're just.
Well, they're not. Nick hasn't said the words Warforged.
Her father just called them the Forged.
The Forged. In D&D.
He was a D&D player. Outside of character, you know what Warforged are.
Outside, yes. Yeah. Hey, I'm not going to go into that because that does not apply to.
But no, upon your closest inspections, it's just a statue. Yeah, they're like really pretty. So, come on in, come on in.
Duh, did your father make these or and like left them behind as memories?
He carved them.
He carved them.
It was his greatest concept, as he said. He made all of them himself. I think it made him feel less sad about the fact that he couldn't make his greatest, wildest contraption dream come true. So he made the next best thing. This was his conceptual art of them.
Duh. Very nice. It's very nice.
I like them.
They are intimidating.
Yeah,
What do you think he would have used them for? If he could.
I'm not sure. I think I'm not sure the hero thought that far ahead either. He wanted to make them walk and perhaps lift things? Do labor? I don't know.
Is Lofty dream?
He was gone before I was old enough to really understand his purpose with them, or how it would have even worked. I don't think I would ever be able to make these things that he dreams of either.
It would certainly take a lot of effort and expertise.
It would, and I have only what he taught me before he died.
If you would have had the power within you to create these, or if you did, or if you could,
If I did or just could,
what would you use them for?
well, first I would have to think more on if I would at all.
No, that?
I don't know.
Hypothetically then, you
I
did.
mean, perhaps it is not a good idea. Perhaps it is, perhaps it's not. I would have to do more thinking on it, and I have not done that much thinking on it since I know I cannot think them.
Inside check.
Make an insight check.
Yeah. Yeah. I rolled an 18 for a total of 22.
Thank you. So, what you get from this is that she is definitely more curious than she liked about it, and that's
Kind of covering some stuff over
well.
with aloofness.
She's being a little bit more aloof about her interest in the subject. Is what you get. You're like, maybe she thinks a bit about this a bit more than she's admitting. That's really what you get from it. There's no, you don't like pick up anything like totally deceptive or anything like that.
Okay. Can I get your name again?
Melody, Melodie. Bonnet, Bonet.
Music hat. Melody Bonnet, the music hat.
Alright. Please come back further into my seating room. You follow back, and you enter this wonderful chamber. It's open air onto a back patio and area that's even also more open. There are poles with lamps on them. The whole area just has this ethereal light about it. And there's a hearth burning in this room. There are long couches set about, several tables, and several servants begin getting carafes of wine and decanters and stuff for you all. You sit about. Have your drinks. She says, so, let us talk. And that's the end of tonight's session.
Hey.